the title of today's discussion is The Sovereignty of Choice, the Mirror of Divine Will. So we're going to continue to keep going down that path of talking about choice. Manifestation is choice. You are source. Everything is a choice. Making a choice to be confused is a choice, right? A choice to say, because I feel this way, I'm not in alignment. That's a choice. It's all a choice. So we're going to continue going down this path of talking about choice, right? Really calling ourselves back into our power, resting in that power, knowing who we are, and then walking forward and allowing life to reflect who we are, okay? So the sovereignty of choice, the mirror of divine will. We're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about the actual metaphysical meaning of righteousness, and we're going to use biblical context, right? Because, sometimes I'll say righteous, and you're like, well, what about these laws and the 10 Commandments and blah, blah, blah. All right, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about reality being your mirror, and we're going to talk about some of the pitfalls that you might face when you're making choices, right? And of course, at the end, I'll open it up. If y'all want to join, jump on, we can eliminate those beliefs as well. So today is Tuesday. I made a promise to y'all that I was going to get on y'all ass today. We are going to do that, right? I want y'all to really understand what we're talking about, because you deserve the life that you want. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You simply deserve the life that you want, okay? So, the power of the decisive word. At the heart of creation lies the mystery of choice. What's up? Scripture does not frame life as passive resignations of fate, right? Nowhere in Scripture does it just frame up your life as some passive resignation to fate, but as an active participation in divine authorship, right? So no matter how you want to slice it and dice it and read it, it is constantly telling you that your life is a byproduct of your faith. This is how you ask to get things, right? It's almost as if this book is trying to show you the way. That's why we read it the way that we do. All right, so Deuteronomy 30:19. I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both you and your seed may live. Side note, okay? I'm sorry, I'm going to take a detour and I'm going to come right back to this. I want to also be very clear on this, right? I rep all these discussions in a very spiritual context, but you don't have to believe in God to get the life that you desire. Even metaphysically, Scripture tells you this. Now, if you believe that Scripture is a very literal book, you're going to believe in chosen people and Gentiles, right? You're going to believe that that source has some favoritism based on race or gender or class or whatever the case may be, right? Some people even go as far as thinking source has a preference on your sexual preference, right? But when we talk about Gentiles and the chosen people, remember, even Scripture will say, I think it's Paul that said it, right? That even in the Gentiles, right, it is written on their hearts. The law is written in their hearts, right? It's written in your heart, meaning whatever I ask, right? Whatever you, hold up. Let me slow down to get this very, very clear, all right? You don't have to have faith in source. You need to believe in yourself, believe in the version of you that you want to be. That is your belief in God. All right. Source is within everything. God is within you. God is within your person you want. God is within your bank account, all of those things. So even your belief in the version of you that can get what you want is a belief in source. Okay. So this is even why we talk about the story of Job all the time, right? Job believed in these two powers. He thought because he praised God, he would get shit. Because he shunned evil, he would not lose stuff. But then it was all taken away, and it took him on this journey of just recognizing himself as the creator, right? That dualistic way of thinking, that very judgmental way of thinking that, okay, I have to praise God to get things. Okay? This is why the world will have you high on hope, sitting in church high off of hope, praying and praising that something in the sky will give you what you should be giving yourself, because source is within you. Right? If the kingdom is within you, then how can the kingdom have a preference on your damn skin color? Do you believe, if you believe in incarnation, right? Do you believe that you were the same color in every damn lifetime? Do you believe that? Do you believe you've just been incarnating right down your family tree, huh? This is how crazy we sound sometimes. Like, I've always been black. Like, you've always been this or always been that. Maybe, maybe not. But who are you to say? The point is, who are you to say? All right? So if the kingdom is within you, we are the only ones walking around judging things by skin color and gender and all those things, right? Source is just pure spirit. All right? So we're going to start there. And we do have a discussion probably tomorrow that we're going to do on that one. But I wanted to do that because I had a lot of questions about that in the DMs a couple of days ago. All right? So getting back to it. Deuteronomy 30:19. I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both you and your seed may live. Do you notice how in this verse, it brings your seed into it? It brings the generations after you into it. Basically saying, if you can't even do it for yourself, at least do it for the previous or the next generations. Okay? So this verse is not merely a command, but a revelation of spiritual law. Life itself is a mirror of choice. Every moment places before you two paths. Okay? So I'm walking through life and I'm always making choice. I always have two paths to take. I can take the path of expansion or contraction. Even indecision. What is indecision a choice for? Contraction. More confusion in your life. To create more fear. To create more limitation. Okay? Remembrance or forgetfulness. It's a choice. Blessing or curse. Every moment I'm making a choice. Choice after choice after choice. According to your faith, let it be unto you. Let it be done unto you. Okay? God does not force either upon you. He honors the sovereignty of your will. To choose life is not simply to avoid sin or pursue morality, right? We're going to break down this word righteousness. We're going to quote scripture and really talk about what righteousness means. Righteousness has nothing to do with the Ten Commandments or what your pastor said. Nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with what the politician told you the law is. So we're going to talk about righteousness as well. All right? So to choose life is not simply to avoid sin and pursue morality, but to align with the divine vision planted within you. To stand firm in faith and declare that what burns in your heart is worthy of embodiment now. All right? That is what it means to choose life, to choose expansion, to choose righteousness. It's to align with that divine vision that is burnt in your heart. Remember, morality is just a human construct. Morality is a human sense of right and wrong, but your sense of right and wrong can change based on where you're born in the world. It can change based on what you've went through in your life. There's a lot of things that can change your moral compass. So we can't base who we are on anything that's fleeting like that. All right? Next up, the promise extends beyond you. Because even the end of that verse says what? That both you and your seed may live. Your choices ripple through generations, echoing into futures you may never see. To choose boldly is to set in motion blessings that outlive your own lifetime. So just by you expanding your mind, expanding your perspective of yourself, you not only change your life and the life of the loved ones around you, but you also just change the trajectory of your family. Right? Look at scripture alluding to generational healing. Breaking them generational curses. All right? Look at scripture alluding to that. Basically in a very, there's no past, right? But just alluding to it. Now you have, by you setting up a more beautiful life for yourself, you don't just impact yourself. See others righteously. Allow your children's life to be more beautiful. It's always about more than you, okay? So to hesitate or doubt is to hand confusion as an inheritance to those who follow. So my confusion doesn't even just impact me. Right? I also pass on confusion to my children. Choosing life is therefore more than personal. It is a sacred act of legacy. Every yes to your vision is a yes for those who will one day rise in your footsteps. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So choice is not secondary. Right? We think choice is secondary. We get the desire, then we want to reason with it. And then if the reason's good enough, then we believe we can make a solid choice. This is why we try to hide our hesitation, right, behind what we perceive as discernment. This is that scene we watched from The Matrix yesterday, When Neo's getting his ass beaten, Agent Smith is asking him, why are you doing this? Why are you fighting back? You must know by now. All right? It's impossible. You can't win. What are you doing it for? Are you doing it for love, for freedom? They're just illusions. They're just human illusions by a mind too small to understand. It's just as real as this matrix, right? He was just going in on him. This is your ego wanting you to validate what you're choosing based on some worldly logic. The trick in this, what is the trick in trying to validate your choice? Is that the moment you validate it to the ego just asks another question. The moment that you validate and say, yes, this is really what I want because I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, the ego says, are you sure? Why? What about what they did to you? This is what the ego says. The ego always has a question for a question. It's just a never-ending loop. So if you're trying to discern, right? If you're trying to logic your way into making a choice, guess what? Loophole. You're just going to continue down that path, a hamster wheel, all right? So number 2, the ego's endless questioning. We just alluded to it, all right? The ego resists choice. The ego loves to resist choice. It whispers, but is this right? Is it truly from love? Is it righteous? What if God has something else? This endless questioning is not discernment. It's just delay. Going down that endless circle is a choice to have confusion in your life. Because reality mirrors you. If you do not make a choice, reality just gives you chaos, confusion, hot and cold, people ghosting you. This is your inability to make a choice. All right? James 1:8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Of course. Ah, damn, my mouth just died, right? A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, all right? So let me make sure I can actually scroll. Oh, well, I can't. We're going to freestyle for a little while, all right? James 1:8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Now let's look at this scripture from the Gnostic text. The Gnostic text of Philip. Okay? This is actually a beautiful quote. It says, faith receives and love gives. Okay? Faith receives and love gives. In order to receive, one must believe. All right? Let me move this. Because one who does not believe will be deprived of what he does not have. You know what I'm saying? While the mouse is charging, let's answer a couple questions. What did y'all have? How to respond when a 3D shows the exact opposite more than once? You're keeping count, huh? Keeping count. Why? Why are you keeping count? And let me ask y'all, okay? Let me ask y'all, what should you do? What should you do when you've decided that you are this person, this is what you want to receive from reality, but reality is showing you something different? What should you do in that situation, y'all? What should y'all do? If you decide anything, right? You decide your prosperity and all of a sudden something else shows up. More bills show up, right? You decide you want this person and they do the opposite thing. What should you do? One day y'all are gonna say what I want y'all to say. Why does it matter what you do? The assumption that I have to do something to get it is me saying I'm not that thing right now. I'm not that person right now. So from the perspective of I already have it, I can do whatever. Thank you, Leslie. Right? Me saying that, okay, I can't react. What is that saying? That's saying I'm not who I need to be until I don't react. All right? Conditional. But the promise to you is unconditional. You simply have it because you already made the choice. The choice is important. There we go. It's who you are being, not what you do, right? It is who you are, not what you do. You can cry, you can kick, you can scream, you can not react, you can walk away, you can block them. You can do whatever, but do it from the remembrance that you are already everything that you desire to be. This is not a journey of getting something, of becoming something. This is simply a journey of remembering, okay? And who says the ego chooses the hard path? Who is telling that story? Who has chosen to identify with that story right now? And who says your ego is choosing anything? Your ego can't choose anything. Your ego is just a collection of thoughts. It's not real. It's not a person. It has no power unless you give it power. Who says the unfolding has to be difficult? Who says the unfolding is beautiful and it's easy and it's full of love the same way that Source loves me? What makes the difference on how your path unfolds? If I come down here and I say, look, y'all, I got all this past life trauma. I don't know what it is, but the purpose of this life is for me to confront all of that past life trauma and heal. I'm setting myself up for a very difficult life, y'all. I don't know what I did in all them infinite past lives I've had. But I already have the expectation that I'll be facing things that are not even a byproduct of who I am right now. I'm not that past version of me anymore. I'm not any of those past lives. I'm not them anymore. I'm who I am right now. I'm not even who I was 5 seconds ago. I'm simply who I am right now. So you're always choosing. Why are you choosing these stories? You don't have to identify with every thought. Just because the thought pops up, we don't have to blurt it out. Act like it's the truth. Question your thoughts. Get to that point where y'all start questioning your thoughts. Why do I believe that? Here's the thing, okay? Your life is simply going to be a byproduct of your beliefs and your expectations, your choices. Everything is a choice. To believe that the unfolding has to be difficult, that's a choice. To believe that it's going to be easy, that's a choice. It's all a choice. You're always choosing, okay? And then when you are confronted with the opposite, you're confronted with another choice. Am I going to stay solid in who I am, or am I going to let reality determine who I am? Because if I've already decided that I'm this person, if I have already decided I am somebody, and I see the opposite, okay, I should be so deep in my choice. It doesn't matter. I know that circumstances follow identity. But if my identity follows circumstances, I end up in what? The hamster wheel. Okay? You don't want to be on the hamster wheel. You deserve better than that. You deserve better than that. Okay? Cool. See if the mouse is up a little bit. Okay. So, faith receives and love gives. This is from the Gnostic text of Philip. Okay. Matter of fact, there was another question I saw, I think, out the corner of my eye. Why is it that some people say that it's when people stop trying to manifest their SP that they come back? I'm not going to answer that question directly. I want you to answer that question. Why do y'all think that is? Why do you think that when people stop trying to manifest their SP, all of a sudden they come back? Or why do you think people say that? Why? Now, before y'all answer, I want you to really think about this. We have already talked about how everything is a choice. Every belief you have is a choice. Some people believe that, if they affirm to their blue in the face, they'll get it. Some people believe they have to raise their vibration, right, by howling at the moon and sacrificing goats to get what they want. What is all of this stuff pointing towards? Who makes the final say-so on what works or not? We could sit around here, right, and I could tell y'all that, you know what, today, since it is 8:16, exactly at 8:20, There will be a massive energy portal that opens up. And guess what? If you believe in that enough, some of y'all will get some things that you want. Will get a couple signs of things you want. Some of you won't. What makes it real or not? If I sit here and do a love spell, I light a candle, I write somebody's name on a piece of paper, I burn it, and I say, they are mine now. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. Who determines if that's actually powerful or not? Who makes the choice on if it's powerful or not? We have to get out of the mentality of listening to every single thing. You are the one who has power. The affirmations work because you are, because you believe in them. The visualizations work because you. When do you know that your manifestation is on the way? When do you know that? Because you chose, right? Florence Scovel Shinn, she talks about the concept of birds before land. Okay? Neville Goddard even talks about it. Okay? And when Neville Goddard talks about it, he alludes to the story of Noah, Noah's Ark. Right? Noah had this promise, this desire, this covenant between him and the source, built this ark. Whether you believe in the story or not, metaphysically is very important, because what actually happens is what? The first time he sends out this dove, the dove comes back, right? The dove comes back, meaning, okay, it's not happening. Now what does he do? He goes back and states it again. All right, I have made a decision. Reality didn't conform the first time. The dove came back. There is no land out there. And then guess what? He sent the dove out again. He made his choice again. All right, land. We're home. We're going to get off of this. All right. So that went out into the cosmos. Guess what happened the second time? Dove didn't come back. Quote unquote, birds before land. All right. Now, what is the important thing that happened after this? How long did Noah wait? How long did he wait between when the dove didn't come back until they actually found land? 7 damn days, y'all. He sat in his conviction that it was done for 7 days. 7, the number of completion. Just the number of completion, right? It's just a metaphysical number of completion. What is the importance of this story? The importance of this story is that, hear this, listen to me when I say this. Who finally made the decision to rest and sit their ass down in the knowing that the land was on the way? Moses did. Or Noah. Moses. Noah did. Okay? So listen to this. Listen to this. What does the true birds before land concept mean? It means that you finally make a decision, whether you see something out there or whatever the case may be. The bottom line is, even if you saw some shit and you thought it was breadcrumbs, you still could not get what you want because you don't open your hands to receive. You don't make the choice to know it is yours, to know you are already that person. So what does this actually represent? It represents you making a damn choice that it's yours. It does not matter what anybody tells you. It doesn't matter what some people say this, some people say that. Guess why? Because everybody has their own damn beliefs. But what makes the beliefs powerful? The belief, the choosing, the choice. That's it. There is no power in your technique. There is only the power in your belief in the technique. You can run around and do every fucking technique and not get shit in your life because you lack faith. You lack the ability to choose. You're still walking around like, I don't know if it's working. If I see the wrong thing, it must not be working. What if it's not the right? What if it's being held from me because something better is for me? Well, shit, if something better is for you, then make the choice when you find it. But right now you don't. Right now you don't have it. So make the choice for what you want. And if that decision changes, make another choice. We try to hide our doubt and hesitation behind this irrational logic. Well, what if it's something better out there? I just don't know if I should want this. What are you talking about? What do you mean you don't know if you should want it? You want it. What are you talking about? You don't know if you should want it. And we just talk in circles to hide our doubt. To pacify us when we look out in reality and we don't see what the hell we want. The only reason you don't have what you want is because you won't make the damn choice that is already yours. That's it. It's not the technique. The technique's meaningless. You can do any technique you want. Right now, if you decided that getting butt naked in your room and doing a handstand was going to bring you manifestation. If you believed it, it will work. The technique has no power. It only has power because you have power. If right now you decide I'm not going to take my socks off for the next 2 weeks, some of y'all ugly ass feet, if you decided that, because that was a sign that your manifestation was coming through, that would work. Stop, like we walk around going from praising some God in the sky to trying to find saviors on the internet. No one can save you. We can sit here and we can talk about success stories till I'm blue in the face. Everybody could come up here and tell their success story. Blow your mind. Miracle, 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 miracle. Healing, money. SP, healing, money. You will never receive it in your life until you make the choice that you are that person. Your choice to be confused is a choice to not have what you want. I know, tough love today. A little tough love today for you. Your choice to be confused, to sit around twirling your thumbs, arguing, fighting for your limitations is the reason you don't have it. Your life is a reflection of your faith. Look around you. What's your money look like? What does your lifestyle look like? What do your relationships look like? It is all a reflection of your faith. Let's get real with each other. Whose fault is it that you haven't made the choice yet? Whose fault is it that you've been looking for a new manifestation technique for 3 years? Whose fault? When are you going to make the choice that it's done? When? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for to decide you're that person? What are you waiting for to stop playing the victim role in your life? Every time you see something in reality just slaps your ass in the face and you say, okay, fine. I'll give up. I don't have it. I need a new technique. When are you going to stop? When you going to stop getting bitched around by reality, huh? Ask yourself this question. Why don't I have what I want? Have I truly decided that it's mine? Have I truly decided that I am that person? Have you? Or are you waiting for something to validate you? You're waiting for something out there to give you a little sign so you can have faith. Guess what? Everything out there is waiting for you to give it a sign that you have faith. What are you waiting for? Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's falling from the sky to save you. Nobody's popping up on YouTube to save you. Nobody. But that's perfect because you have everything within you to save yourself. Everything. Your choice to not have faith is a choice. Your choice to believe that your emotions are more powerful than the God within you is a choice. Your choice to believe that even though the entire power of God is within you and you see a circumstance that you don't like, that it is bigger than you, that is a choice. Your inability to have faith is a choice. Your inability to stand up to your fear, stand up to your anxiety, stand up to reality. It's you. You are the common denominator. You. You plus you divided by you. You are every part of the equation. Nobody else deserves any blame. But also when you change your life, nobody else deserves any credit either. I'm gonna stop right there. Damn, y'all like 69 comments I ain't read. My bad, y'all. The car shit is funny, right? Because I didn't tell y'all I did tell y'all we were on live, and I was just in my mind I was debating, and I heard somebody ask to see a pink car, and I decided I was like, you know what, I want to see a pink car right now. if everything's working out, show me a pink car. So I'm in like bumper to bumper traffic on the tollway. And I just set it and dropped it. I wasn't really thinking about it at all. Couple seconds later, I look up and I'm like, is that a fucking pink car? It's on one of those overpass. So I'm like, hell no, that's purple. It can't be pink. Ain't no way. So I get closer to it. It's definitely pink. But it's not off pink. It's like off pink. So I make the decision right there. I say, you know what? That's not clear enough. Give me another sign. And dropped it. I'm not accepting that. Get clear with me. And out of nowhere, this fucking pink supercar just pulled up by me. I was like, all right, that's cool. I'm in bumper to bumper traffic. I should have seen it show up. But it pulled up beside me like it was there the whole time. Right? Beautiful how things show up, because the beauty of that is it always reminds me that you're switching realities at every moment. Every fucking moment. And as y'all know, I have an affinity for Blue Jays. Blue Jays are dear to me for several reasons. But whenever I see Blue Jays, I know it's a sign. So whenever I ask for a sign, if I see a Blue Jay, I've seen like have y'all ever seen a pack of Blue Jays? I've seen a pack of Blue Jays before. Pretty recently as well. Just go. Right? But anyways, bottom line, y'all, is that we have to stick up for ourselves. Nobody is saving you. You will never find somebody online to save you. Never. Never. But you can save yourself. It's all a choice. It is all a choice, okay? So, where was I? All right, the Gospel of Philip. Faith receives and love gives. In order to receive, one must believe. Right? Receiving requires belief. What is belief? Commitment to the story. Because one who does not believe will be deprived of what he does not have. And tomorrow I'm going to do a success story on a client who just manifested a lot of money, a nice new house. And he said he doubted the whole time. Doubted and anxiety the whole time, but I continued to return to the story. I made the choice to continue to return to the story. So I'm going to go through that. I'm just cleaning it up, the conversation, keeping it, anonymous, right? But the beauty in that is that when we talk about belief and you go to a feeling, you're off. Like I always tell you, when I say faith or belief or conviction or choice or knowing, and you start thinking of a feeling, you're off. No, your faith, your conviction, your choice is just your ability to go back to the truth. Go back to the truth of who you've already decided that you are. And our reality has to conform. Guys, the ego is always going to run off with stories. That's the whole Agent Smith perspective, right? Agent Smith in the Matrix represented the ego. If you didn't listen to that discussion yesterday, I felt that was one of the best discussions we've had. Was on the Matrix, right? Because Neo woke up in the first movie. Neo woke up straight up in the first movie and stopped fighting back. But guess what? The ego kept fighting. After he awakened a little bit, the ego started multiplying and fighting back. So he had to fight with himself this whole time. We believe this is even that illusion of subconscious reprogramming, right? But how long does it take? Why does it have to take time? Who says it takes time? You are already the person you desire to be right now. The only thing that's keeping it away from us is because we keep asking things like, how long does it take? That's up to you and your faith. It'll be added to you according to your faith, according to your ability to decide that you are that person. But the more that I'm saying, hey, look, bro, I've been affirming, but nothing's happened. It's been 3 months. Guess what I'm affirming right now? I'm affirming I'm doing everything right, but nothing's happening. I'm saying who I am, and reality mirrors me and says, yes, you are. Of course you are, because you are God. The moment you stop you take your focus off the external reality and you put it on you, what is validating you? Who is deciding that you have it? Is it the external world when it shows you, or is it you when you make the choice? Who is making the decision? Are you waiting on something outside of you? Well, guess what? You're going to be waiting. Because you waiting for something out there is you making a choice that you don't have it. And so reality is mirroring you. And it just gives you who you are. And then when I say continue to return to the story, what I mean is continue to tell the story if you have it. All right? Let's break it down like this. Let's go from beginning to end. You have a desire because the kingdom is within you, because source is within you, right? That desire is the fulfillment. That is the Spirit of God, because God's not an identity. You're the identity of God. That's the Spirit of God saying, I want to experience this through the identity of your divine ass. Okay? So now I have the fulfillment. The desire is the fulfillment. The moment I have the desire, it's a choice. The stronger the desire, the stronger the wanting of source to experience it through me. Okay, cool. So if I have the desire, and that's the fulfillment, the moment I say I am it, source is saying it's already done. So now I have to stay in alignment with that source that says it's already done. How do I stay in alignment with that story? I remind myself it's already done. I already have it. It's already promised. I'm already the person that has it. I could not have a desire if I was not the person that could have it. You can only desire that which you are experiencing. That's it. That's it. Okay? So going back to that story is what? The gifts and the callings of God are irrevocable, right? Irrevocable means they can't be taken back, can't be diminished, can't not be taken from. Huh? Point blank period. If you desire it, it's meant for you. Okay? So it's irrevocable. What does that mean? Okay, I have the promise in this moment. Now let's say 2 minutes later I feel doubt. What do I remind myself? I already have it. It's already mine. I'm already the person that has it. I'm absolutely perfect. I can have doubt. The ego can doubt. It can doubt all it wants. Doesn't matter because the promise is already made. So I have to return to that. Even when I have doubt, I can make a choice to worship doubts or worship faith. To say my doubt has no power. The commitment's already done. Okay? This is where the magic is. You're always choosing. You're always just choosing. Huh? Yes, desire is a memory. It's source saying, I want to experience this through you. But you're already that person or else you couldn't even want it. So it's just divine memory of who you really are. It's the memory of who you really are. This is why when you have the desire, that is the fulfillment. That desire is immediately letting you know, boom, I'm desiring this. That means I'm that person. That's it. So is it the ego manifesting the... No, the ego doesn't manifest anything. Your ego's not manifesting shit. Your ego has no power unless you say your ego's manifesting something. Reality is just a mirror. It's just a mirror. It's just you. Eliminate your whole concept of 5D, 4D, 3D, 2D, 1D, double D. Eliminate that. Reality is just you. Okay? Even as within, so without is not profound enough. Reality is just you. What you are is reality. What you accept you are is reality. So if you are a person that cannot choose, it doesn't really make sense. All right, y'all, pay attention, okay? Because the logical mind is always going to try to argue and try to wrestle. This is the only thing. This is the only thing you got to know, okay? This is the only thing you got to know. You have a desire that is God wanting it through you. That is what we call a covenant. You know what a covenant is? It's a representation of the promised land, the covenant, right? You know what I'm saying? You are now the chosen person of God. This is your divine destiny. It's irrevocable. It cannot be taken back. The covenant is made. The only person that can stop it is you. All right? That's it. Now, when you're going through reality, if you see something you don't like, remind yourself I already have it. If you feel doubt, doesn't matter. I'm already the person that has it. What is complicated about this? I'm not shaming y'all. I'm really asking you. What are y'all possibly trying to understand more of? And why are you choosing to make it more difficult than that? The desire is the promise. It's a promise. Now you can return back to the promise and say it's already promised until it shows up in my reality. If I don't see it, it's just unfolding. I have it. I'm absolutely worthy of everything that I desire because I'm the vibration of God. All this 40, 50, 3D, that, eliminate that. This has to be in vibration, alignment, all that. Eliminate that. You're the vibration of God. How could you not be in alignment? Relax into that knowing. This is why even Psalm 46:10 says, be still and know that I am God. Stop trying to be worthy. Stop trying to be in alignment. Stop trying to rationalize this and just accept that you are already it. It is often the striving and the trying that keep you from what you want. Why are you trying to be what you're already born as? You're already perfect because you are made in the perfect image of God. That's it. Therefore, you can get whatever you want. And whatever you want is a promise from God. Accept it. I'm perfect. The desire is a promise. That's it. You can do a technique for fun, but you're already it. You already have it. Allow it to flow and show up in your life. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. What about the subconscious? Don't want to hear it. There's no subconscious. That's just another excuse for you to say, I'm not it, actually, Alex. I know you're saying I'm it, but I'm not it. See, the subconscious, look. Well, that's just a story that you're choosing. You're making a choice. Well, what about this toxic person? What about him? You're choosing to tell this story. Right? How do you accept it? What do you, how, it's mine. It's mine. It's mine. I choose it. The more that y'all continue to try to get something, try to grasp this like it's some magic trick. You've been doing it your whole life. If right now you get good news, you're going to tell me, oh, I want to go to this person and tell them because they're going to act happy for me. But I can't tell this person because they're going to be jealous. They're a hater. You don't know you don't know anything about either one of those people. You just know your story about them. That's manifestation. We come into this space and we think we've got to dance around and do a bunch of techniques and vibrationally align and all of these things. And that's the very thing that keeps you away, because all of those things assume that you're not the person you need to be. I'm not saying the techniques are absolute bullshit. I'm just saying that they're mostly bullshit. If you're putting power in them, if you're still asking me questions like, how do I accept it? When you walk through life and you just knew you were going to get a new car, how did you accept that? When you just knew that you and this person were going to go out on a date tonight, how did you accept that? You made a choice, right? You just accepted it. You just did it. We're adding extra layers of complexity to this that don't need to be there. You are just a divine being. What is a tangible thing? Those are tangible things. Guys, hear this, right? I'm not going to go there with you when you're arguing for your limitations, okay? I'm not. It's fine that y'all don't agree, but you're making it harder for yourself by not agreeing. By saying that you have to do more to get it, that's just a story and a choice that you've made up. You are source. You are God. That's it. You don't have to go through more, reprogram more, work more to get anything. What is more tangible? Like how is me accepting right now that I am the perfect vessel of the divine? Therefore, this desire of prosperity is going to show up. How is that any different than me knowing that I'm going to go on a date later on? How is one more tangible than the other? They're both expectations of what's going to unfold in my life. That's it. We don't have to make this complicated. The more processes and steps that we add, right? The more processes and steps that we add, we're just adding more confusion in our life. I want to ask you, right? Are you right now? Can you look around right now and say, I am beyond needs, right? I am beyond wants. Everything has flowed into my life absolutely beautifully. Okay. If you have, perfect, keep doing what you're doing. If not, then I would ask you, what have you been trying to do to get your life like that? And if that hasn't worked, then why are you clinging onto this idea that you have to do more work to get it? Because honestly, if you relax into that knowing, right, you would accept it. You probably would say yes, but you're not going to be going back and forth with me, trying to convince other people that it's more difficult. You have to do more work. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? Of me trying to pull somebody else into a belief that this is more difficult. It's not difficult. The reason you don't have what you want is because you're thinking that it's difficult. But it's not. It's you have to get beyond the trying and get to the knowing. Stop trying to be this thing. Stop trying to embody this thing. And just relax and know that right now I'm perfect no matter what. No matter if I'm anxious, no matter if I'm calm, no matter if I'm happy, no matter if I'm sad, I'm just always perfect. Stop trying to walk around and monitor your thoughts all day and suppress your thoughts. Just return to the realization, return to the knowing that you are absolutely perfect. Of course you're human, but what does that have to do with getting what you want? Who says the human ego part of you is creating anything? Who is telling that story? The human part of you is not creating shit. Unless I accept that it is. Therefore, it's making it more difficult for me. You can doubt and kick and scream and allow your ego to run off and wander off and do whatever it does and still get the life that you desire. And it can still be easy. What about if others are judging you? What about it? What does that have to do with you? Okay. And then how can I only desire what I'm experiencing? How can I only desire what I'm experiencing when I literally don't have what I want? Meaning in the flesh. I don't experience the thing that I want. I don't understand that. How long before this thinking works? I feel like I've been doing this for years and I'm yet to experience my desires. All right, y'all. Listen to me with love, okay? I'm about to say this with love to y'all, okay? If you guys would start confronting your stories, like what you just typed, if y'all would start reading some of the stories that you're saying to me, if you would start, when y'all come up here and we start having these conversations, if you would play back your conversations, you would see all of your limitations. Remember, reality is just reflecting who you are. Now, if I'm saying, how long before this thinking works? I feel like I've been doing this for years and I'm yet to experience my desire. Okay, if reality is giving you who you are, what did you just affirm? What are you identifying as? You're identifying as somebody who's trying to force their way through reality, trying to force something to change, knowing that it won't, reaching for something outside of you to prove that you are everything you desire to be. You're basically saying, like, that whole statement is basically saying, I am not who I want to be. That's it. Like, you can say, okay, how do I desire, or how can I desire if I'm not experiencing it, yada, yada, and I get this, right? But I don't understand. Like, all you're choosing to say is, I'm not that person. What we have to do is we have to get beyond This ego mind. We have to get beyond, not even get beyond it. We have to return to the choice that no matter what I'm thinking, no matter what I'm seeing, no matter what I'm feeling, I am already what I desire to be. I'm already what I desire to be. Okay? The choice is simple. When you have doubt, remind yourself, I already have it. That's the choice. What more do you believe that it has to be? Do you believe that there has to be feelings attached? There doesn't. But if you believe there has to be feelings attached, guess what? You're just making it more difficult to yourself. Now you're at the mercy of how you feel, and how you feel is always changing. It's always changing. You could wake up tomorrow and just be in a bad mood and your feelings change. Does that mean you can't get what you want? No. But if you tell the story that you have to feel a certain way to make a choice, how do I desire it? Like, how do I choose it? How do I accept it? How do I go back to the story? You choose. You choose. How can you, how do you make a choice, y'all? The same way you decide what you want. Wasn't that a choice? Then switch that same choice to I have it. It's mine. It's promised to me. That's what the desire means. So we're just trying to break this down metaphysically, right? Okay, you have the desire. Instead of going from I desire it, go to I have it. It's already mine. You just make the choice to switch your verbiage. That's all it is. Reality is a choice. Me constantly reaching for more proof. Me constantly reaching for something more. There's something more. Well, of course. I mean, you're just affirming that you're not that person that you want to be. And this is why reality is not giving it. Reality reflects you instantly. Instantly. When you decide. When y'all tell me I've been doing this for X months, years. Months, years, all these things. When y'all tell me that I am medium, I'm like, okay. So you're basically telling the story that you've been doing it for so long and nothing's happening. How long have you been affirming this? I can assure you that if you've been doing it for 6 months, you've been affirming that for 6 months. At first, it was only been a month. Then it's 2 months. It's like you're keeping track. Do you have it or not? Are you the person that has it or not? You cannot continue to say that you're the person that does not have it and expect reality to show you differently. Even scripture says, God will not be mocked. You are mocking God. You are mocking the source within you, thinking that you can trick it when you have this identity of somebody who doesn't have it, and then you're expecting reality to be different. The identity of someone that has it is you deciding that you are the person that has it. That's it. It's a choice. You're always choosing. You choose to identify as right now I have it. No matter what reality shows me, I am perfect. No matter what. No matter what I feel, I am perfect. It's always a choice. Right? And can I say that there's a path made by the universe for each of us differently? Yes and no. There are infinite paths, right? And so if you go to the end of whatever desire, because you're always in the end of a desire. You're always in the end of a choice, okay? Even me saying I don't have something, that's me sitting in the end of not having it. I'm choosing to be in the end of not having it. Saying, hey, look, I've been doing this and nothing's happened, right? So the moment I go to the end of anything, there's infinite ways to get there. There's infinite ways to get there. There's infinite different paths within every infinite way to get there. So there's infinite paths, right? Because you're an infinite being. Infinite already means it's as large as it is. It's everything that there is, and it's still always expanding. Expanding in a way that's beyond time, that cannot be measured by time. Infinity, right? So if you really understand that you're an infinite being, well, yeah, sure, there's a path, but there's infinite paths for you. And those infinite paths are always changing based on your free will. Okay? Exactly. God is, you are God. You are giving it to yourself. Right? Reality can only be who you are. It's just you. It's not as within, so without. Reality is just you. Reality is you. If I am someone who's sitting around finding things to complain about in my reality about how it hasn't changed, well, reality says, oh, you like that, huh? Let me give you more of it. If I'm sitting around saying, oh, I have to heal, reality says, oh, you do. Let me give you more things to heal. But the moment I decide I'm the person that has it, reality says, yes, you do. It can only be you. Reality is just a report card. You cannot tell me that you're sitting around here telling me that I've been doing this for 6, 7, 8 months, and then also say that you've been in the end. No, the hell you haven't. No, you haven't. Those stories those are two completely different stories. You're in the end of not having it for 6 months. Go to the end of I have it. Time is irrelevant. Your feelings are irrelevant. What the external reality shows you is irrelevant. You are the perfection within the storm. You are the God within the reality. So when you assert yourself as God and you say the situation can look like whatever, but I am perfect, so the situation must be perfect, reality conforms to you. But when you treat reality like God and you say, oh, I've been doing this, but reality is not showing me anything, and you make it bigger than yourself, then of course you can't get what you want. Because you're making reality a false idol, right? I am is the only idol. I am is the only law. I am is all that there is. Your awareness, what you say you are. Okay, and if what you say you are is all that there is, why would you sit around saying that, hey, I just don't have it? That's an affirmation. Make the choice. Make the choice on what you have. Huh? Make the choice on what you have. You don't have to do anything, right? You are the beginning and the end. God is within you. You are the Alpha and the Omega. You are the beginning and the end. The beginning is the end. The desire is the end. The desire is the promise. Reality is just the path. It's just the unfolding. It's just the revealing of that desire through you. But the moment you decide that you have it, you have it. It's done. It's yours. It's done. It's yours. Okay? I love it, Click, for you. Listen. I love that for you. So even when y'all ask me that, when you're like, hey, look, what does this mean? What does it mean when I've been affirming for wealth, but I see other people have money, but I don't have it? What does it mean when I want this relationship and I see other people in a relationship, but I don't have it? I will ask you, guys, what are you choosing for it to mean? What do you choose for it to mean? Why are you asking me what it means when you are God in your reality? I can tell you what it means in my reality if I saw it. Shit, it means everything is perfect because I don't care what I see. To me, everything is perfect. If I see no movement, I say it's no movement because it's done. Duh, it's no movement. If I see movement that looks good, I say, oh, perfect. Perfect. If I see the fucking opposite, I say absolutely perfect. It's just unfolding in a way I don't fucking understand, but it's mine. That's it. I make it all for me. I'm the proof. Reality can't prove anything to me. And the more that you look for reality to prove you, identity is always before circumstance, right? The more that I'm looking at reality to prove something to me, I'm waiting on the external validation of reality, the more that I'm just affirming I'm not that person yet. Because if I was that person, then I would look. If you already had what you wanted, right, in your physical reality, because you already do have it. But let's say that you stop. You stop tiptoeing around, right? You stop choosing chaos, and you finally actually go to the end and have it. Now, let's say it shows up in your reality. When you have it, you're gonna look back at all the things that happened, and you're gonna be like, "Ah, shit, it was all really working out for me." Okay, let me say that one more time so y'all can hear me. Okay. If you had it, if you held it, okay, this is what, when I say go to the end and stay there, okay? If you actually had something in your physical reality right now, you wouldn't look back from where you are now to all the path towards you getting it, and you would say, it really was all working out perfectly. You wouldn't, if you had it, be sitting around saying, I've been doing this for X amount of months and nothing's happened. Okay, let me say this one more time. Let me say this in a different way, all right? If you had it, that beautiful relationship, you would not be sitting around looking at other people getting jealous of theirs. Okay. If you were in your loving relationship, how would you choose to see other people's relationships? Would you choose to see it as a sign that you don't have what you want? Or would you choose to see it as a sign that love is all around you? Do you see how the way that you look at the world right now can automatically show you if you're in the end or not? You'll tell me that you're in the end, but then you'll say, well, what if I see this out there? Then what does that mean? If you're in the end, why don't you give it a meaning? Reality is meaningless. It's absolutely meaningless without you. Absolutely meaningless. We spend all of our time with our eyes outside of us, trying to get something outside of us to show us that we are what we want to be because we refuse to commit to it. The only reason that you're looking for validation outside of you is because you won't commit. You just won't make a choice. You need somebody to hold your hand and make the choice for you. Tough Love Tuesday, y'all. We finna start calling this Tough Love Tuesday. The only reason that you are waiting around, getting sad, seeing other people happy. Think about that. The only reason you're sitting around getting sad because other people are happy is because you refuse to make a choice. You continue to be slapped around by reality. Because you're happy, all of a sudden, I feel good and everything's working out. One little thing shows up, one little minor inconvenience. And here you go, judging it negatively. Oh, it's not working. Oh, here we go again. Because you see somebody out there? Because you see how many people are walking around in relationships? Every time I see somebody in a relationship, I'm going to get upset in my own reality. This is meant to be a path of empowerment. But we treat it like this path of suppression. Oh, I have to feel this way. I have to suppress all my thoughts and suppress my emotions, and I can't be a human, and I have to be a robot. Oh, I've been doing it for 6 months. Please show up. Even though I'm sitting here and acting like I don't have it, y'all. If you would just, okay, tough love moment. Okay, it's all been a tough love moment, but an even fucking tougher love moment. If you would take your damn eyes off of the external world long enough to focus on your damn self, you would start to realize that all the stories that you are telling about yourself are bullshit. And those stories are the very thing keeping you from what you want. You see how even when I say that, you're still looking for the specific blueprint? So isolate then. Where did you get so isolate then from that? You're looking for this specific blueprint from what I'm giving you. This is only a template. You have to make the choice that you have it. You have to decide to take your eyes off of the external reality and stop looking at everything out there. Stop waiting for something out there to come save you. Stop waiting for Superman to come save you. And finally be a damn savior. Stop waiting for something out there to prove to you that you are who you want to be and just make the choice that you are. What is stopping you from making the choice? What are you scared of? Are you scared of the life of your dreams? Why won't you make the choice that you are that person? Do you like this loop that you're in, this hamster wheel? What more information do you need? What more information do you need? You are source. You are absolutely perfect because you are made in the image of God. You are the vibration of God, so you are the vibration of everything. When you have a desire that's God wanting it through you, accept it. Everything that shows the opposite, give it a meaning for you. If I had it, how would I be? Start actually thinking when you're walking through life and stop reacting to every damn thing. If you were, if I just asked y'all some of the questions y'all asked me. All right, let's sit down right here, okay? If I asked y'all the questions y'all asked me, you would give me a brilliant answer. But it's like when it comes to our life, we're not conscious of ourselves. We're so busy being conscious of other people. We can give other people advice, but we can't take it in our own life. Y'all really think about this. You are always just walking around telling a story. You've been focused on the external reality for 20 years. Focus on yourself. Start thinking about what you're saying. When all of a sudden you feel down because you've been affirming your damn SP until your face is blue, and you walk outside and you see a loving couple and you start telling your story of, oh, I'm sad and why don't I have that and yada yada. Do you understand that you have just told yourself why you don't have it just in that response? Oh, I'm sad. Why does everybody else have love but me? You're affirming that you are the only person who doesn't have love. And reality says, okay, cool, have some more. You must love this. You keep telling the same story. You're really committed to this. You're really persisting in this. The only thing that you have to do is choose to start talking different to yourself. Your reality is just a byproduct of your inner speech and expectations. And I'm not even saying that you have to walk around monitoring all your damn thoughts like a cyborg or like a robot. I'm simply saying you can choose what to identify with. You can make a decision right now that, no, that thought, that's not me anymore. I don't identify with that anymore. That's an old version of me. You can say that. You don't have to sit here and be a slave to every thought. You don't. You are God. The only law that you have to abide by is I am. And I am simply means, right? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, the Word was with God. I am simply means God is everything. Okay? And so from that perspective, if God is everything that I say about reality, because God is within me and I have the authority of God, because I am the identity of God. All right? If God is within me and everything is God, that means everything that I speak is just me creating a law in my life. Like if you just take that perspective, that everything I speak is me creating a law in my life by utilizing God, by organizing God in my reality, well, I mean, you'd be fine right there. Like that's enough. Or if I just tell you, okay, once you make a choice, that choice is irrevocable. It can't be taken back. So you make a choice that you are perfect and you are prosperity right now. Doesn't matter what reality shows you. Okay, this is the beauty of our ancestors even doing spells. Okay, if you sat around with your ancestors and you were doing a spell, okay, you were doing a spell and then you had a big cauldron and you sacrificed a goat and y'all howled at the moon together, right? And then played the drums and you made a decision. We all did the spell, right? If you walked away from that and then 2 days later, right? Let's say it was for rain and 2 days later it didn't rain yet. 3 days later it didn't rain yet. It wouldn't matter because you already knew. You could go back in your memory and say, I already have it. It's already done. The purpose of this spell, there was no power in the spell. The purpose of the spell is simply what? A calling back to remember That's it. It's calling you back to remember that you already made the choice. Okay? This is why even Neville, when he talks about state akin to sleep, it's not that there's truly power in state akin to sleep. State akin to sleep just allows you to make a choice. The power is later, right? Neville says, okay, you have to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. What does that mean? He even goes further. He says, when I speak about feelings, I'm not speaking about emotions, but the acceptance of the fact that you are already the person that you desire to be. So that's the thing, right? Whenever you make the choice, now it's moving forward with the knowing that I am that person. I'm just giving you a simple template to do that. The simple template to know and accept that you are the person you desire to be is to know that you're source. And if you're source, you're everything. You're absolute perfection. You are all the aspects of God because you are God. You can't tell me where God ends and you begin. You can't. You are within source, source is within you. You are one in the same. You are all powerful. So from that knowing that I'm absolutely perfect, I'm absolute perfection. Even my sadness is perfect. My doubt is perfect. My fear is perfect. My opposing thoughts from the old versions of me, they were perfect because I've always been perfect. Because every version of me exists within me, and where one piece of God is, all of God must be. And if all of God is in every version of me, then I accept every version of me as perfect. That's it. This is why even when you're fighting against reality, right? Reality is perfect. This is just one, like the moment that you're in right now is simply one of infinite possibilities. This moment is absolutely perfect. The moment where that person was cheating on you was absolutely perfect. It has a right to exist. It's a perfect part of the perfection of the whole. The puzzle is not perfect if you take a piece out and you throw it away. You're not changing anything. And because God is indivisible, can't be divided, and where a piece of God is, all of God is there, by you going out and starting trying to change this reality and fight against this reality and deny this reality, you are saying that all of God is not perfect. So how could you get what you want? You're not changing reality. Every moment is perfect. It already exists. It is done. You're just choosing who you want to be. And reality then changes for you. It just rearranges around you. That's why I love that scene in The Matrix with the kid at the Oracle, right? Try not to bend the spoon. That's impossible. Stop trying to change reality. That's impossible. Stop trying to change your specific person. It's impossible. Instead, simply try to remember the truth. There is no spoon. Then you will see it's not the spoon that bends, but you. It's just my perspective. And my perspective is extremely flexible. I can change it like that by just telling a new story in this present moment, because this present moment is all that matters. When we start to get confused and we start to think, oh, I have to reprogram something, I have to go through this, and I'm still a human, so it's going to be difficult. You're just adding all these extra layers of complexity on top of the perfection that you already are. You are so loved and supported that even if you decide to say, this is hard, guess what? Reality will say, okay, cool. Have it your way. But if you say it's easy and you're divinely supported and you're absolutely perfect and it all flows to you in a beautiful and fun and quick way, guess what? Reality says yes. You are so in alignment with God that you can create a reality of the illusion of lack, because there is no lack. Everything is made of God. God is all that there is, and God is pure prosperity. There's no lack. There's no lack. But you're so in alignment that if you start identifying with the illusion of lack, reality, you say, okay, cool. This is how supported you are. You could not even create not having what you want unless you were perfectly in alignment to do so. There's no such thing as sins. Sins metaphysically means missing the mark, Missing the mark means not walking in righteousness. Not walking in righteousness means what? Not aligning with the source within. Let's actually talk about that because I had a quote in here. All right. Righteousness, missing the mark, sinning. Okay. Righteousness has been misinterpreted as moral perfection. But in scripture, it is simply alignment with God's vision. All right. Genesis 15:6. Listen to this, hear this. Listen to this, hear this. Listen to this, hear this. Okay. 8, you haven't been doing it. What if you've been doing what? Everything right? Then why are you questioning it, right? If you've been doing everything right, then how can you be asking me questions on if you're doing everything right? If you've been doing everything wrong. Okay, well, even that is just a make-believe story that you're telling, right? Accept right now that you are perfect right now and move forward from that. Forgive yourself. It was perfect. That perfect version of you that got you to this moment where you can choose. That's it. All right. So Genesis 15:6. Listen to this. Listen to this. Genesis 15:6. Abraham believed the word, and he counted it to him as righteousness. Okay. Abraham believed the Lord. Remember, in the Old Testament, the Lord means the law. Abraham believed the law, and he counted it to him as righteousness, meaning his belief in the law is what was counted as righteousness. All right. So righteousness here is not about flawless behavior or perfect obedience to laws yet unwritten. It is about trust, alignment, and unwavering commitment to the vision God placed before Abraham, meaning commitment to the desire. What does Abraham metaphysically mean? Abraham is the birth of identity, the seed of identity. He's the person chosen to lead a nation. Basically, this is why when Jesus says, before Abraham was, I am. It means Abraham metaphysically, because this is a book of personalities of you. You play all the roles of all these people in scripture, right? So before you even had an identity, before the world told you who you were, I am, you existed. Because the Christ, Jesus, Yeshua, represents your I am awareness. Okay, the first and only begotten Son of God, right? The first identity of source of all that there is simply I am. That is the representation of the first begotten Son. Okay? Old Testament talked about metaphysics in a different way, where the Lord was the law and it showed all these people fucking up the law, right? And then Jesus became that I am awareness, teaching people how to step in their I am awareness. The highest identity of you. Okay? That's it. Cool. So he was shown Abraham. Abraham was shown the stars, a vision of descendants as numerous as the heavens. And though he had no evidence in the natural, he chose to believe. Perfect word, chose. He chose to believe. All right. That belief itself was counted as righteousness. It was the belief that was righteousness, not him following some laws. Well, the only law, the law of I am, the law of I choose what I want. I commit to who I am, and therefore I am it. Okay? That belief itself was counted as righteousness. For righteousness is not perfection, but alignment. Saying yes to what God has revealed, even when the visible world has yet to confirm it. It's crazy how, like, if you just open this book up and read, it's going to give you all the answers. All of them. It's going to give you all the answers. Okay? This verse teaches us that righteousness is not earned, but embodied. To believe is to step into right relationship with the divine flow of life. It is not about proving yourself worthy, but committing fully to the seed of promise planted in your heart. Abraham's story shows us that the true measure of righteousness is faith expressed as choice. Choosing to align with vision, choosing to trust the unseen, choosing to walk as though the promise is already fulfilled. To be righteous is not to prove yourself flawless. It is to commit to the vision heaven has planted within. Anything beyond this commitment is what? Delay disguised as discernment. Anything beyond that commitment is delay disguised as discernment. You sitting around asking me, like, what if I did the wrong thing before? Just delay, disguised as discernment. You're perfect right now. You're already perfect. You're the perfect image of God. Make the choice right now and you have it. It's yours. It's done. The moment that you had the desire first, the desire didn't go away. It didn't get further. It was just been waiting on your commitment, your choice. Make the choice. Make your choice. The more that you sit around and think about, oh, what if I had done this before and this, that, and, you know what I'm saying, I messed up before and all that, irrelevant, okay? And this is just a document that I wrote. But I uploaded it to YouTube after all these. So you get the entire document on YouTube. You get all the affirmations and everything, okay? Cool. There's no such thing as delay. You can cause delay. You can cause delay, right? By doubting, you can create confusion because reality is still going to mirror you. You can cause it, right? But in a sense, right, it's not a delay of the unfolding. It's a delay of you choosing to have it, right? So even when we think of delay like that, right, there's no delay because the moment you choose, you have it. It's done. But you can delay your choice by bullshitting around. That's exactly where be still and know comes in. Divine timing, right? What we call kairos, Kairos, right? What is divine timing? Divine timing is beyond what the clock is. So even from a human perspective, we tend to think as divine timing as something that we have to walk into in the future when the future doesn't exist. The future is just a thought. Past doesn't exist. The past is just a thought. That's it. Okay? Divine timing is always right now. When I know who I am and I assume that I am the person I desire to be, when I know I am the person that I desire to be, guess what? That is divine timing. It's always divine timing, right? We have Kairos and Chronos. Kairos is the present moment. It's the beautiful, eternal, gracious, generous present moment. It is the moment of God. It's the moment of you knowing who you are right now. Chronos is what? It is the time that you have to move through on a clock. We often think that divine timing is intertwined with the time on the clock, but the time on the clock doesn't exist. It's just a way for you to measure the collapsing of space. Meaning, if you have to collapse space, you are going to judge time. You're going to say it takes 15 minutes to get to a gas station, 30 minutes to get to my mom, 4 minutes to get 4 years to get a degree, whatever the case may be. That like we start to use that linear time of measurement and then say, oh, that's divine timing. What makes something divine timing? Because you're the divine within the timing. Remember, time is not, you're not inside of time. Time is inside of you. You're not inside your body. Your body is inside you. You're not inside this world. This world is within you. You are the awareness above it all. What is divine timing then? What makes it divine? It's within you. It's because you say so. You're the one who says it's divine timing. You're the one who says I messed it up somehow. Can you understand how these are all choices? How do you know that you're quote unquote out of alignment? Please tell me, somebody tell me, how do you know that you're out of alignment? Or is it just a made up story that you're telling? Somebody told you one day that there's a vibration and a frequency and alignment. They pulled up a big ass chart. And it's at the top of the chart is the wealth frequency or the enlightenment frequency. It's the highest. And you said, oh yeah, let me get to that frequency. When's the last time you measured your frequency? When's the last time you stuck a thermometer up your ass and you said, okay, what's my vibration? When's the last time you did that shit? So you've just been walking around playing make-believe with vibrations, playing make-believe with alignment and frequency. Well, I guess today I'm not in alignment because I just don't feel good and the weather's a little bad and you're just making shit up. So it's always a choice. You're always just making a choice. You're always just telling a story. What is out of alignment? Somebody tell me. It's just your decision, your choice to say that you're out of alignment. You can't be. You're God. You're all that there is. I don't know where you can get that thermometer. If you find it, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what y'all do in y'all free time. Right. But the bottom line is it's always a choice. You being in alignment is a choice. You being in the end is a choice. It's always a choice. You're always making a choice on who you are. Nobody can tell you. You can read success stories on everybody's manifestations. He got a car. He got a house. He was going to get evicted. And he got the money. And he got this. And his SP came back. You can start right now and read those success stories for the next 14 years. But until you make the choice that you are everything you desire to be, you'll never get shit. Until you decide to stop judging who you are based on the external reality. Tough love session. Tough love session. Okay? Tough love session. The moment that you decide to stop telling me these stories of my SP is treating me like this. This is it. Okay, and what? They're treating you like that, and what? What do you want? Do you want me to sympathize with you? Do you want me to throw y'all a pity party for that? Do you want me to join you? I can tell you whatever. You have to make the choice that I have this person no matter what. It's still just unfolding. If I'm not in the end, I'm in the middle. Stop treating the middle like it's the end. Stop treating the middle like it's the end, y'all. Stop. You don't have to identify with all your thoughts. You can remind yourself that I already have it and pull yourself together and move forward. Okay? The same way you go watch a movie. Just because you get out that movie, you start telling the story of how that movie went. Right? When I go watch Batman, I don't run around thinking that I'm going to wake up one day and turn into Batman. Well, there is a reason I have to cut off these streams at a certain time. And you never have seen me and Batman in the same room. I'm just saying that. I'm just letting you know, you never have seen me and Batman in the same room. But just because you start telling a plot, right, does not mean that that's going to show up in your life. Why? Because you don't identify with it. In your mind, you make a decision. You're like, oh, no, that's just a movie. That's not me. Make that decision now. No, that's not me anymore. That's an old version of me. Right? I need that Batman money. That's what I'm talking about. That Batman money. That Gotham City money. My dog Batman don't work. He just run around fighting crime. You know what I'm saying? Not really what I would do with my time, but it is what it is. It is what it is. No, I'm just playing. So actually, I want to finish this because I think now that we went down this path, we're gonna hit a couple of things. All right. So this next part is called the mirror of reality. Okay. Reality is not a judge. It is a mirror. Reality is not a judge. God's not judging you. You're just judging yourself as God. Therefore, your reality reflects who you're being. Okay. Reality is not a judge. It is a mirror. It does not block you, nor does God. What you call blockage is simply the reflection of hesitation, fear, or double-mindedness. Remember, your refusal to make a choice. Okay? Maybe I'm speaking too fast for y'all. Let me slow down a little bit. Okay? God is not judging you. You are just judging yourself. And because you are God, reality just reflects you judging your damn self. That's it. Okay? What you call blockage is simply the reflection of hesitation, fear, or double-mindedness. Let's talk about that. You're always making a choice. You're always declaring who you are. Okay? And when you declare who you are, reality says yes. So if I say, oh, I have this thing, and then I say, but I don't know if I should have it. But I see this thing in the external world and I don't know how to react to it. Right? You're being double-minded. How can you tell me you have it and then say, oh, well, I don't know how I should react to this to have it? You just have to remind yourself that you have it and do whatever. But even your refusal to commit to a choice is a commitment to a choice of confusion. And this is why you look out in reality and you get hot and cold shit. You get chaos. You get this back and forth movement. You get them here one day and gone the next. Why? Because reality is only a perfect mirror. It can only show you who you are. It cannot show you who you aren't. Some of us want to wake up one day surprised that reality is finally showing us who we have not been. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. Before that SP will marry you, you have to marry and commit the version of you who has that SP. That's it. You want that person, huh? Well, you better commit to you being the version of yourself that has them. No prenup, no side piece, no looking back, no backup plan, no divorce, none of that shit. You better fucking commit to who you are. That's it. Bottom line, you don't have what you want because you won't commit to the knowing that you are already that person. Not trying to be that person. Stop trying and just know. Don't think you are. Know you are. It's a difference. Don't think you are. Just you trying to be something is you saying that you're not that. Me trying to feel worthy so I can be worthy is me saying that I'm not worthy. Me going out and trying to get somebody is me saying I don't have them. Me thinking I need to react this way to get something is me saying I don't have it. I don't have to do shit. I don't have to see you change to know you've changed. I don't. I don't have to see the money to know I'm prosperity. It is my knowing that I am prosperity, my knowing of who you are now. That is what triggers reality to change. You're going to walk through life and you'll either trigger reality to change or reality will trigger you to change. You can pick. You always get to choose. Which one do you want? Which one do you want? You're going to walk through reality. And reality's going to show you something and you're going to be like Neo in the Matrix and look at the bullets flying until you're going to say no. You're going to stop fighting against it, stop running from it, and you're going to say nah. Nope. Or you're going to see something you don't like and you're going to say, oh, it's not working. Guess what you just affirmed? It's not working. Guess what reality says? Yes. Right? So even that, right? I feel guilty for wanting superficial things when the world is a mess. Why are you judging? Okay, if you think the world is a mess and you want to help people with money, how can you help them if you're broke? How can you help people with money if you ain't got no money? So just you having the desire is already a testament to your compassion, to your love. Why don't you just accept the desire as source? Us sitting around judging, this is the ego, right? This is that in yesterday's discussion, we played a scene from The Matrix. And the scene from The Matrix is Neo confronting Agent Smith. Agent Smith, this is the third movie. Agent Smith has multiplied. Agent Smith is beating Neo's ass. Agent Smith is the archetype of the ego, of the shadow self. Neo is the archetype of you raising in consciousness, right? He started as Mr. Anderson. He ended up as Neo. So at the end, if you notice, the ego is still calling Neo by the old name, right? The ego doesn't want you to change. He's holding on to Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson, why are you giving up? Or why are you fighting? What are you doing it for? Do you even know? This is the ego trying to get you to justify what you want. Why do you even want what you want? Is it because of love, for freedom? Do you even know? What about everything going on out there in the world? Shouldn't you want something a little bit more righteous? This is a trap. Because the moment that you give it a label and you try to justify yourself, guess what? The ego asks another question. I just want it for freedom. Well, what is freedom? You know freedom's an illusion, right? What do you mean freedom? You can't be free with what you have? Are you ungrateful? The ego just keeps asking questions. The ego despises freedom. It wants to control. It wants to keep you safe. It's not for a negative thing. It just wants to keep you safe. What does Neo say when Agent Smith is asking him all these questions, trying to get him, why are you doing this? Why do you persist? Neo simply said, because I choose to. Enough reason for you to get the things that you want is because you choose. That's it. It's not because they're righteous. It's not because they're perfect. It's not because you love this shit. It's not because it's for freedom or anything. It's because you choose. Because I choose. That's it. Like that, it cuts through the illusion of the ego. It cuts through that illusion of justification. Justification. We use justification as an excuse for our doubt. Most of your justification It's simply an excuse for your damn doubt. I don't know if I can get this because other people are there. Just dressing up your doubt real nice and cute, putting a skirt on it. The only reason why you deserve what you want is because you choose to have it. That's it. Anything beyond that is just you adding a cherry on top. It doesn't matter. Stop talking yourself out of your desires and pretending that it's some kind of righteous discernment when really it's just doubt. Really, it's just you don't have the strength to choose. You're trying to justify it. It's simply your inability to commit to the knowing that you are that person. It's just you hiding and refusing to commit and choose what God has already decided that he wants through you, or it wants through you, or she wants through you, however you choose to see it, don't care. Okay? So Matthew 9:29. Matthew 9:29 says what? It says, according to your faith be it unto you. According to your faith. Your faith is just a reflection. Your life is a reflection of your faith. Okay? So next person, or next topic, or next quote. So Meister Eckhart wrote this: when the soul wishes to experience something, she throws an image of the experience out before her and enters into her own image. Read that one more time. That's profound. By Meister Eckhart. Okay? When the soul wishes to experience something, she throws an image of the experience out before her and enters into her own image. That's cold. That's fire. I like that. That is fire. All right? Huh? This is the great mystery of creation. The soul does not wait for the outer world to hand it meaning. It projects meaning into the world and then steps into it. Let me take a pause. I really want y'all to hear that shit, what I just said, okay? The soul does not wait for the outer world to hand it meaning. It projects meaning into the world and then steps into it. This is a masterclass. When are you going to stop waiting for the world to hand you meaning? And you're going to start projecting your meaning into the world, that everything is perfectly unfolding for you. Okay? Desire itself is the signal that something already exists within you, waiting to be clothed in form. The image you hold, whether of lack or of abundance, of fear or of fulfillment, becomes the garment your soul puts on. Okay? You do not stumble into experiences by accident. You are constantly entering into the reflections of the images you have cast into the mirror of reality. What Eckhart reveals is that life is participatory, not passive. You have to participate in it. Right? Everything is imagination. The moment you walk into a room, it's meaningless. You're just imagining everything. You're imagining that, oh, people are, hey, when I walked into the room, they're telling a story about me. You imagine that you might get this job. You imagine that these people at work don't like you. You imagine that they liked you. You imagine this was easy. You imagine you love this person. You are just, imagination is everything. Reality, creation, requires your participation, your ability to walk in a situation and start decreeing what everything means. I am reality and there is no other. I am God, there is no other. All right? You are not a wanderer hoping to find your destiny. A lot of us are just waiting around for external reality to show us something. Please give me what I haven't been embodying. Please give me my SP. Even though I have not decided that I want or that I have them. You hear what I'm saying? Okay? Every vision, every choice, every belief is an image thrown outward, and reality has no option but to reflect it back to you. To recognize this is liberation, is freedom. For you realize you are never trapped by circumstance. You are only ever invited to change the image you are willing to embody. That's it. That's it. Well, reality mirrors the strength or weakness of your choice. SP is like specific person. If you want a specific person, You want a specific person in your life? SP stands for that. Okay. So number 5, the simplicity of I choose. The highest authority you carry is the authority to choose. Not because you can justify it, but because choice itself is creative power, right? In the beginning was the Word was God, the Word was with God, right? Remember the first decree, the first creative decree was what? Let there be light. God didn't explain the light, right? He didn't justify, let there be light. But, darkness is cool too. I'm just saying I want light because it might be good to have a little dichotomy, right? No, it was let there be light. That was it. The choice is your power. The choice is your power, okay? Matthew 5:37. Let your yes be yes and your no, no. Let your yes be yes and your no, no. What this is basically saying, right, in layman's terms, let me break this down in real layman's terms for you. Pick a side. Pick. Make a choice. Is it unfolding easily or is it difficult? Do you have it or don't you? Do you want it or not? Do you need to justify it or not? Make a choice. Indecision is a choice. This is what it's saying. Let your yes be yes and your no, no. Stop towing the line. Simply choose and allow reality to conform to you. The only reason you don't see what you want is because you're not choosing it. You haven't chose yet. All right? Now let's go into the Gospel of Thomas. The Gospel of Thomas reinforces this. If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. I talk about this all the time. Let's look at it from the perspective of choice, okay? So this teaching points us inward, reminding us that salvation is not something imposed from outside, but awakened from within. What lies hidden in the depths of your being, your divine essence, your true identity, the vision seated by God, already carries the power to liberate you. To bring it forth is to allow what is eternal within you to shake the temporary. To let the Christ within rise and transform your experience of the world. What saves you is not the approval of others. Okay, let me rewind a little bit, okay? Hear this. What saves you is not the approval of others, not external circumstances aligning, but the revelation of what you already are. You are the Savior you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for the external circumstances to validate you, the external world to finally tell you that you are that person, right? You're waiting for somebody to fall from the sky and slap you on the ass and say, you've been doing a good job, keep going. But reality is waiting for you to do that. Reality can't change until you do that for you. So the more that you are waiting for validation, you're just in a holding pattern. That's it. Y'all are playing ping pong. You're playing ping pong with the reality. Hey, you validate me. And reality saying, no, you validate me. No, you validate me. No, this is all you're doing. You're tossing the ball back and forth, waiting for somebody to move, having a staring contest. Reality can't validate you because that's not its job. Your job is to validate yourself. Reality is a follower, not a leader. You are the leader. Okay? Cool. So the danger is in refusing to bring it forth. Refusing to bring what's in you, that desire, that Christ consciousness within you forth. Okay? To suppress the inner vision is to live fractured, at odds with yourself. How frustrating is it to not simply choose what you want and decide you have it? How frustrating is it? I feel the frustration. When we're talking, you're like, oh, bro, I've been doing this for 6 months and nothing's happened. I'm just tired of this. Man, bro, when is it going to work? When you choose. When you choose. This is where your frustration is. Your frustration is your refusal to choose. The danger is in refusing to bring it forth, to suppress the inner vision, to suppress what you want via justification, not choosing it just in general, is to live fractured, at odds with yourself, forever searching outward, forever looking outside of you for what was planted inward all along. There's no SP out there. There's no person out there. There's no prosperity out there. It's all within you. While you got your attention out there, waiting for something out there to change, it's waiting for you. So the text warns, if you do not bring forth what is within you, what you fail to release will weigh you down. It will become your undoing. For the soul is restless until it expresses its truth. Until you finally surrender to who you are and you just keep trying to force your way to do this, force your way through this, look at external reality, wait for validation, you're going to drive yourself crazy. How many times do we see this? This is that unfortunate situation. This is why even when y'all come up here, right, when everybody in the comments is telling you that you don't get it in the lead, I'm still sitting here with you, trying to say the same thing over and over and over and over again in different ways. Because I understand going out there trying to go down this manifestation path and just trying to force things in reality and constantly looking out there and constantly looking out there and it will drive you crazy. A month pass, 2 months pass, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. Now you got that calendar in your mind. This is what it means. This is a very literal statement by Jesus representing your I am awareness. If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. The next part of that is what? What is the next part of that? If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. If you do not rest into the knowing of who you are, if you do not stop striving and just know, y'all, look, some of y'all, the feeling of frustration that you have is your soul begging you to finally surrender. The frustration that you have with these paragraphs of this is why it's not working out and what's not going on and when is it going to show up and I've been doing it for this long and yada yada. This is your soul finally telling you, surrender to who you are. You've been doing it this way for so long. It hasn't worked. You continue to try to be something that you already are. And you're trying to be it is the affirmation that you're not it. Stop trying to be it and just relax into the knowing that you're already it. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you don't bring forth will destroy you, okay? So I'm going to read this one more time. I'm going to read this last paragraph one more time because this is important. It's very important on this journey, right? Especially when you get into this metaphysical, right? Y'all can see me talking and y'all can hear all the people in the comments giving proof and I can bring people up here and I can read the success stories. But if you don't grant it to yourself, okay, here we go. The danger is in refusing to bring what is within you forth. To suppress the inner vision is to live fractured, at odds with yourself, forever searching outward for what was planted inward all along. The text warns, if you do not bring forth what is within you, what you fail to release will weigh you down. It will become your undoing. It goes further than that. It says it will destroy you. For the soul is restless until it expresses the truth. To choose courageously, to reveal what is within, is to walk in salvation now. To live as the manifestation of the divine spark you already carry. A very profound statement here. At what point are you going to say, look, you've been affirming enough. You've been affirming and visualizing for 8 months. Damn. And every time you do it from the perspective of you're trying to get something. I'm affirming to get something. If you're affirming to get something, you're saying you're not the person who has it. Just accept that you are already who you desire to be. It's already you. Okay? Choice is the bringing forth. To say I choose is to declare. I will no longer wait for validation. I no longer justify my vision. I embody it now. Okay? So let's get right to these reflection questions. We got 3 of them. I'm going to go straight through these, okay? I got 3 reflection questions. Then it's going to be a letter to yourself from your I am awareness. It's going to kind of bring all this home. And then we got some affirmation. I'm going to go straight through these, okay? Number 1, okay? Number 1, where am I still hesitating, asking for endless signs instead of choosing? Where are you still waiting for signs instead of just choosing what you want and deciding you're already the person that has it? Is it with the person you want? Is it with the money? Where is it? These questions, right, they're meant to get you to identify any limiting beliefs. And when I say a limiting belief, okay, what I'm saying is anything that implies that right now you're not the person that has what you want. You're not the person in perfect alignment with what you want. That's an illusion. That's a limiting belief. That is to be changed ASAP. Okay? Changed ASAP. Number 2, what vision has God already placed in me that I have yet to commit to fully? You can't hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay, cool. Okay. Number 2, what vision has God already placed in me that I have yet to commit to fully? Okay. What desire do you have? Right? When we talk about vision, it's a desire from source, right? What vision do you have that God's already placed within you that you have not yet fully committed to? You're still trying to justify it. I feel bad wanting this because other people might be suffering. You know, do I even really want that? Or what if I change my mind? And is it even right? What vision has God placed in you that you have yet to fully commit to? Okay. And number 3, do I see my so-called blockages? Do I see my so-called blockages as divine resistance or as mirrors of my own indecision? Do I see my so-called blockages? Right? Because we like to say we might be blocked by certain things, right? Subconscious mind. Right? I'm just blocked by these things. I had this trauma in the past that doesn't exist anymore. Do I see them as some kind of divine resistance or as mirrors of my own indecision? That's what they are. Anything that you call a block is just a mirror into your own indecision. Nothing is blocking you but you. There's no other power but you. How could you be blocked? If there's no power but you, how could you be blocked by anything? Well, what is this blocking that you're talking about? Where is it coming from? Where the hell is this blockage coming from? There's only one power. It is source. It's all that there is, and it is within you. It is you. Nothing's blocking you except for your own big imagination. Trying to create obstacles and make this shit hard for yourself. Stop seeing these quote unquote blockages as some kind of divine resistance and start realizing that they're just mirrors into your own indecision. Okay? Choose that they no longer block you. Cool. One thing about this path, y'all, is I remember when I really, it wasn't even an aha moment. It was more so, there was something big that I wanted. It was that rent paid at that time. And then it came through for me. And it was this divine realization. It was almost this disgust of how easy this was, of how simple this was. And when I speak to y'all, right? And sometimes I get a little passionate, right? Just know, and I'm saying the same thing. I try to make it really matter of fact sometimes. Sometimes I can get a little poetic with it. But a lot of times I try to get very matter of fact with it because all it takes is one moment for you to shift. And in that one moment, that moment will change your life. All right? But hear this. Hear this. Because when I say that, I don't want you to start thinking, oh, I need to search for more stuff to have that moment. That moment is going to be a choice. The moment where all of this clicks is a choice. That's it. It's a choice that you know enough, and now you are simply going to embody it, and you are going to walk through it. This law is not complicated. If I told most of you, okay, I want you to explain this like you're talking to a fifth grader, you could explain it easily. I have the desire, it's the promise, I already have what I want, I just need to accept it, and no matter what I see, it's unfolding perfectly. That's it. That's the law in a nutshell. Very, very simple. What makes it complicated? It's our minds trying to rationalize and make logic. Try to bring logic into a spiritual process. What about this? What about that? And all of those doubts are just creating more rules that we have to abide by. Right? We're just making more choices to live in confusion. And reality says, okay, cool, we got you. If you want to act confused, then we'll show you confusion. That's it. All right? So hear this. This is a letter from your higher self to you. Kind of wrapping up this entire message. Okay? All right. You have delayed long enough. The voice of hesitation has dressed itself as wisdom, but you know its disguise. Doubt pretends to protect you, yet it only robs you of the life already waiting to unfold. You do not need another sign, another confirmation, or another assurance from the world. You are the sign. The very desire that burns in your heart is God's whisper, already blessed and complete. Righteousness does not mean perfection. It means commitment. Abraham was not called righteous for flawless behavior, but for believing the vision God placed before him. So too, your righteousness is not in doing everything quote unquote right, but in saying yes without excuse. Stop asking if this is for love, if this is righteous, if God has something better. God does not block. Only hesitation builds walls. And hesitation is still a choice for confusion. Choose now. Not because you can explain it, not because you can justify it, but because choice itself is holy. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Stand in clarity, and reality will mirror that strength. Every delay has been smoke. Every question an echo meant to keep you from the Jordan you must cross. But you are ready. So I tell you plainly, stop doubting. Stop bargaining with your vision. You have carried the seed long enough. It is time to plant it. What you bring forth will save you. Choose boldly, choose now, and life will rise to meet you with unwavering faith, your true self. Okay? We got 5 affirmations today. Remember, these affirmations are not you trying to be somebody else. They're reminding you of who you have always been. Okay? Number 1, my choice is the decree of heaven. The universe bends to the authority of my yes. My choice is the decree of heaven. The universe bends to the authority of my yes. The illusion is believing because you want one thing and another that you have to choose. That you have to choose one or the other. That's the illusion that keeps you in doubt. That's the illusion that keeps you in the time loop. It keeps you in the same place over and over and again. Well, number 2. Righteousness is not my striving. It is my unwavering surrender to the vision God placed within me. Righteousness is not my striving. It is my unwavering surrender to the vision God placed within me. All right. Number 3. Hesitation has no throne in me. Only clarity, only certainty, and only the language of destiny. Ooh. Hesitation has no throne in me. Only clarity, only certainty, only the language of destiny. All right? It's more than a time trap or a time loop, right? You not choosing is a choice to not get what you want. You not choosing is a choice to not get what you want. You believing that, oh, I can't make this choice because I'll lose out on another, is simply you making a choice to not have either. Who says you can't have both? Who says you can't have one now and one later? Who says you can't have both unfolding in the perfect way? The moment that y'all start really embodying this and declaring, okay, I have a decision to make. I want both. I choose that it unfolds perfectly. I choose that every step I take is absolutely perfect in the perfect unfolding of getting me to my desire. Cut through the bullshit. Cut through the noise. Cut through it with your word. Your word is your weapon. It is your wand. Why are you using your word to cast spells of not getting what you want? Oh, I don't know if I can choose this because then I can't get this, but I want that and this and that. And you're just choosing a reality of confusion. Why? Allow your word to go before you and clear the path for you. Every step I take is divinely led, is divinely perfect. Everything is unfolding perfectly for me. I don't have to choose. I can have both. I desire both because I deserve both. Why do you desire both? Why did Source give you a desire for both? Thank you. You can have both. You have both. That's it. Stop limiting yourself. When you go back to that old story of confusion, just know that you are choosing confusion. That's the reality you're choosing. But when you start speaking in clarity, yeah, I want both and I will have both, and it'll work out in the perfect way. Boom. Just like my brother said, right? Every day is Easter Sunday. Okay? You are the only one testing you. God is not testing you. And I think a lot of times people choose confusion simply because they don't know any better. I mean, people choose it because they just don't know any better. They think that I don't think a lot of people really read even spiritual texts from a reality creation perspective, even though it is a reality creation book. And I think where we add all these rules to where even when people are like, hey, I'm in the end, I've been living in the end. And then they say, but I don't know if I should get that because I kind of want something different. And right, just arguing for your limitations, right? Well, I kind of want them. I want them and I'm sad that they're not here. But I kind of want somebody else, but I feel bad for wanting them too. And I shouldn't date in the meantime until I have this person. And yet, it's just like, God damn, you're making me confused telling me all these damn parts. Why don't you just have it all? Why don't you just have it all? May the best man win. May the best woman win. Now, I'm not saying, now hear me out, right? I'm not saying that if you want two people to treat them like shit and lie and go behind their back and just be self-serving, okay? I'm saying that you can say who you are. You can say what you are going to do. You can walk, you can still have a quote unquote righteous walk, a walk of integrity, right? Righteousness is aligned to the vision that God gave you. The integrity is having an open throat center, an open heart center, and being able to follow that path, commit to that path, and then also speak my truth. Look, baby, I love you, but are you going to do this for me every night? Well, shoot, I might have to. That is my preference. Okay, cool. Or not cool. Walking in my truth is saying, look, until I commit to him, and I'm not finna just deal with one. This is still walking with integrity and still making the decision of what I want. This whole reality creation path is not a path of you going out and being a scumbag, right? You going out and just doing people wrong. Now, even though right and wrong is still relative, don't get me wrong. Right and wrong is still relative. But when I'm speaking of doing people wrong on this path, especially when it comes to women and men, right? Dealing with the opposite gender, what I mean is not speaking your truth. How can you hear this, okay? How can you actually get what is quote unquote right for you? What is in alignment with your true self, with who you really are? How can you actually get that if you're not walking around being your true self? Okay, think about it like this. If I want 3 beautiful queens, I want a vanilla one, I want a mocha one, I want a chocolate one, or a caramel one, whatever you want, right? If I want the variety pack of goddesses, would it do me any good to walk around telling women that I want to be monogamous and faithful and I haven't had sex in months and I only want to deal with one person? What sense does that make? I'm not even speaking about what I want. Therefore, I can't even be in alignment with what I'm trying to get. I'm double-minded as hell. Well, your desire is okay. And when you accept that your desire is okay, maybe then you'll actually start speaking your truth. It's when we don't even think our desire is okay that we're walking around like, hey, look, baby, I'm faithful. And I'm hitting everything behind her back, ruining everybody's life, just in the sake of me following my desire without having any integrity about it. You can do both, y'all. And when I speak of integrity, okay, when I speak of this quote unquote right and wrong, what I'm speaking about is you can speak your truth. What is wrong? Wrong is not being able to speak your truth, hiding from your truth, running from your truth, trying to execute your truth without speaking it at the expense of everybody else. When we talked about those 5 levels of reality creation, we went through the 5 levels. The very lowest level was I used to have. We typically call these people narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, I used to have. But we don't only have to stop there with those categorizations. You trying to use people, get over people, and not speak your truth while you're just running through them. That's also the lowest level of reality creation. The lowest level. You're not even being who you are. Therefore, you can't even get what you want. How do you know that those people wouldn't love what you're doing? Y'all would be surprised. You know what I mean? You would be surprised how many women you will start talking to. Tell them how open you are. Tell them how you want somebody else to join y'all. You would be surprised at how many women are out there that have that fantasy, that are okay with that. You would be surprised. And as your mind actually expands to how your desires are actually bringing you into the reality and pulling you into the worlds that you want to be in, your worlds will continue to get more and more and more in alignment. More in alignment with what you want. It's all about you. It's all about you. I am talking from experience. I'm definitely talking from experience. People respect truth. I've had women who did not accept what I said at first, but then they came back around. You know, I know what you said, it was a little off, but I thought we were just friends now. But now it's okay, right? Now you want to get hit with the vibranium, right? Now you want to get hit with that chocolate vibranium Hershey bar. All right, cool. We can do that, right? But just by you speaking your truth, you can allow those things to unfold. Well, if I was just not speaking my truth and I was just going through life, first of all, I wouldn't have fulfilling relationships with women. And I like women. I wouldn't have fulfilling relationships dipped in ice cream. Dipping in ice cream or whipped cream or something like that, right? You wouldn't have fulfilling relationships, but then you also just, like, you are not even able to really create the life that you want or the reality that you want because you're not truly being yourself when you're walking through it. You're not accepting yourself. I'm not accepting my desires as perfect. If I accepted my desires as perfect, I'd be cool with speaking them. I would be cool with it. Cool. All right, I had three more affirmations, or two more actually. Okay. I walk not by the need to justify, but by the faith that summons worlds into being. Okay. I do not walk by the need to justify, but by the faith that summons worlds into being. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, and last but not least, I walk. Here we go. I choose with boldness, and creation rushes. Bro, my bad, I'm tired, y'all. Okay. I choose with boldness, and creation rushes to clothe my decision in form. Okay? I choose with boldness, and creation rushes to clothe my decision in form. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. That's all we had today, y'all. That's all we had today. If y'all got any questions, you can ask them. If y'all want to join, feel free. Feel free. I appreciate you for being here. Appreciate y'all all for being here. All right, we all on this journey together. Oh, I think there were some. I thought there were some. Girl, Leah be fighting for them limitations and arguing me down. Y'all gonna relax into the knowing of who you are eventually. Eventually. What's up, Leslie? Give me the success story. What happened? How do you know what's right and what's wrong? Who's to say what is right and wrong? Who says anything is right and anything is wrong? Leslie, that is beautiful to hear. That is beautiful to hear. And it's only going to get better, right? That is absolutely beautiful to hear. All right. I am grateful that you, man, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you're receiving that. I'm grateful that you're receiving that. It's all you. It is all you. It's all you. You deserve it, man. It's incredible how much power we have when we start seeing people as perfect, and then we start allowing people to show up perfectly. Beautiful. What's good, brother? Oh shoot! I think my volume is down. Yep, my volume was down. What's good, brother?
Oh, we good?
Yeah, I'm good. My bad, man. I had my volume down.
I'm not trying to be one of So
No, you good. That's what it's made for. That's what it's made for.
Oh, you sound far away, but no. So with so let's say like a person has the money,
Okay.
right? Money that they probably shouldn't spend, but they want to spend because they feel like if you're going to be living in an abundantly financial mindset, live like it, correct? Or be worried about the consequence. You get what
I
I'm
get,
trying to get at?
I get what you're saying, but what is okay? When you say live like it, are you even that? Especially when we talk about money, we talk about money and people. That's one thing that I'm always very cautious about, because even when you're saying that, are you implying that I have to do something in physical reality to get it? Like when you say live like it, does that mean I have to go out and be irresponsible now just to get it, or would I still be responsible when when I have that prosperity? Right? Why do I have to do something to get something? Right? I still can abide by the laws of the reality that I'm in right now while still knowing that I'm prosperity. I don't have to go out of my way to do anything that could cause me stress, cause me problems, cause me pain. It's just the knowing, right? The knowing is deeper than even what I do. The knowing is just what I do. It's just who I am, right? Because prosperity doesn't mean that I'm just going to buy everything. Prosperity does not mean that I'm going to do things that are going to put me in a financial burden, right? Prosperity just means that's what I am. Like I'm going to get to the, like it's all unfolding. I can reframe my mind after I make a decision. I can decide, okay, I am prosperity. I can pay this. If I have to create a different story of how I'm paying it, I create that in my mind. But I just abide by these rules and I do my best with what I have, knowing that my best will be multiplied because I am prosperity. Every time I spend $1, I get 2 back. Every time I spend 2, I get 6 back. Every time I spend 6, I get 20 back. Whatever you want to say, right? But prosperity is just knowing that flow will be constant for you.
Sheesh, man. And then it's like every time I have a question for you, man, like you always end up answering it with the flow of you talking and how you're talking throughout the live. My question, I mean, not to get in your business, but like how did you know your no? Like, and I know each perspective is different, but like when you were like, and it just all just was there. Like, how do you know your no and know it so confident?
It's not always confident. It's not always confident. It's just always a choice, though, right? Whether I have good days or bad days, I'll tell you, man. When I was first trying to change my mindset with money, I had a terrible relationship with money. I was always overdrafted. I was always short. I was always struggling to make ends meet. I was always just spending money in a way that I actually knew was irresponsible for me to be doing. I was just going down that path anyway. When I finally started, here's the magic, right? When I started actually embodying prosperity, the beautiful thing is I was in trading at that time. And how it helped me with trading was I realized prosperity wasn't about me actually making $1 million off of $500 in one day. Sure, that could happen, but that's not necessarily prosperity. Prosperity is simply me doing the right things every day with my money, knowing that I am prosperity. Right? So for me, it was, all right, when I was trying to gamble to get everything, right? I was like, okay, I kept losing it. Yeah, I just kept losing it. I'm like, all right, cool. It has to be the next one. It has to be, I am prosperity, right? The verse that really got me right metaphysically was the verse of Jesus on the mountain or in the wilderness getting tempted by Satan. And gotcha. And then Satan said, you know what? You're the son of God, right? Throw yourself off the mountain. The angels, surely the angels will catch you.
Thou shalt not tempt the
And thou shalt not tempt it. And so how that translated to me was every time that I put all of my money on this call or on this put, or if I go to the casino and put it all on black, that's me saying, oh, because I've been saying I'm prosperity, surely God will intervene and will save me. when I have to know that it's your way, not my way. My job is simply to know I'm prosperity. And if I know I'm prosperity, like if I know I'm prosperity, then why am I trying to do something to get it? Right? I am prosperity, whether I win, lose. But if I am prosperity, I would still be responsible. I still wouldn't like if me going out there and just taking risks was who I am, cool. But it wasn't. It was me actually doing that, trying to influence reality to change and show me something. Oh, because I'm prosperity, because I've said I'm prosperity, now I have to do these things. I have to risk more money to make more money to show me that I'm prosperity right now. When that wasn't me being prosperity, that was me in lack. So when that clicked and I just stopped and I was like, you know what? Time will do the work, right? Right now, I'm already perfect. I am prosperity. I'm going to allow the money to unfold. I'm going to allow the perfect unfolding. The loss is the perfect unfolding. The gain is the perfect unfolding. The time where I only had $50 left, you know what I'm saying? I got to make that stretch for a couple weeks, right? That was the perfect unfolding, knowing that I would still be divinely taken care of in that space. And then once that clicked and I was like, no, I am prosperity. Now all of a sudden money started showing up. I got profitable very quick, but then money was showing up in different ways as well. I already told you the eviction story and how that money just popped up in the account. But there were just random ways that money showed up from that knowing. But I was open to miracles, but I was already knowing that, hey, whatever happens, I have the money.
So you just knew you were prosperity and just walked through life.
Yes, that's it. It was
just that simple.
That simple. I just changed my story. That was it. And this is my belief. My belief is that lack is not real. My belief is that if God is everything and everywhere all at once in every single person, and God is prosperity, then I should be unlimited prosperity. There's nothing that should hold me back from it. So going to that core belief, it was I don't have to change anything. I just need to accept who I am. I don't have to try to be. I don't have to gamble for it. When I accept that this is who I am, now the hardest part about it was the discipline in doing that. Right? It was when I had a bad day in the market, instead of beating myself up and then thinking 10 years in the future and be like, how am I going to get it back tomorrow or the next day? It was, no, this is just part of the plan. Right? And even stepping into it from that perspective and say, okay, it's all part of the plan, that even allowed me to trade better. Now I can actually utilize my risk management. If this setup's not coming, I'm not going to take it. Right? If this is coming, I'm going to take it. Now it actually allowed me, okay, if I was prosperity, what are the things that I would be doing? Well, I'd be researching more money. So I started doing that. Right? So I started to expand my mind just on money in general. You don't have to do that. And you just, because it was the choice. My choice of saying that I am prosperity, it just led me to doing those things. But sure, you can have money in all kinds of ways. Right? But it was literally for me that choice through doubt, through whatever I saw, whatever was in my external reality, I still choose prosperity.
Yeah, I'm a learner, so like I love to research and learn. That's why I did so much research with all of this manifestation and demons and attachments and all types of crazy stuff, because like I really want to delve into it, but careful not to let anything, I guess, decide my identity but myself.
Yeah.
And even then, identity to me is a facade.
Yeah.
So it's like
it is.
I just am. God is.
Yeah.
God is. God said I am, and you are. Thus, you are. I am.
Right.
I know that probably sounded kind of crazy, but I hope it was understood.
Yeah.
I just see so many things, and it makes me feel like I shouldn't go to work. Like I should just live, just live out the wilderness. I guess I don't know, because shifting out of this 3D
Is it?
I'm trying to break anticipation, but I don't even really know if anticipation is really all that bad.
It's not. Claiming that you are prosperity, it leads to the anticipation of prosperity unfolding in your life. Like it is, that's power. That's your power.
Or
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Even what you're saying about identity, like how identity is illusion, that's true, right? But even in that sense, you can still pretend to be whatever you want. So even when we, as humans, go to school for X amount of years, and then we get a degree, and then we say that we're this type of person, and then we pretend to be that type of person, right? It's all an illusion. We're all just pretending to be shit, right? So, but I still have the choice to pretend to be whatever I want. Why not pretend to be prosperity?
I just want that money, man.
Yeah.
and not in a selfish way.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know, man. It's so hard. And you know what? That's even limiting in saying that. But I am battling my limiting beliefs. Constantly shutting my ego down. And would you say focusing too much on the future, like as opposed to now, would be even limiting itself?
Yeah. There's only now, right? The future doesn't exist. You can imagine your future knowing that you are the person who is experiencing that right now, but your only power is in this present moment. When you get to that quote unquote future, well, where will you be when you experience that money in the present moment? You've never lived outside of this present moment. So the more that you can relax into this moment, first of all, the more that you're going to take your mind off of things, you're actually going to be able to focus on what you want, focus on what you're doing. But what I often find is the more that I'm in the present moment, the faster everything unfolds anyway. I am is in the present moment. God is here.
And it's so crazy because like I know it and I understand and even have shadows of this belief in one of my past stories of really like understanding, like when reading the Bible and understanding all religions actually lead to one thing, which is really just love and treat each other good and be good to yourself and treat others like you would treat yourself, etc., etc. Yeah. So it's like I don't understand, and I'm trying not to speak a certain way, but understanding reality versus the consciousness has been a bit of a challenge.
Well, let me shoot with you straight. So, of course, it's going to be a challenge if you're trying to fight your ego. Right. Why do you believe you have to fight it? I think even that goes back to that Matrix scene, right? When Neo's fighting against the agent, fighting against Agent Smith, who just represents his ego, and then finally at the end, it's he conquers him when he stops fighting, and he realizes he just doesn't have any power anyway, right? The only power that your ego has is the power that you give it. So even you fighting it is what? It's you participating with it. It is you accepting that it has power in your life. Why fight it? It's gonna do what it does anyway. That fight will go on forever. Forever.
So how do you ignore it?
Well, it's not even about ignoring it.
Let me ask you a question. From your perspective, which may help me on my perspective, how do you kind of, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, tame your ego?
I let my thoughts do what they do. I let my feelings do what they do, but I remind myself of who I am through it all, right? Let's say I get out the other side and I get present and I remind myself that that's just an old version of me and I'm perfect right now. And the more that I return to that, the easier it gets to where that's really my dominant thought. I can go hours at a time just knowing that I am source and just sitting here, in the present. But that took a while to get to. But I was just as powerful when I first started doing it, when I was still, my ego was doing whatever, and I was just like, oh, well, whatever, okay. And I came back to the knowing that I was source after it, no matter how long it took. I want you to really think about how exhausting that would be to fight every thought. You have 60,000 thoughts a day.
Shit, I think I got
60,000.
more shit.
Yeah, like
That's gonna lie.
so sitting around and trying to fight all those thoughts, fight all your emotions, those thoughts are gonna change anyway. Why not, when you catch yourself going down that path, think of more beautiful thoughts that are in alignment with what you want? And just remind yourself that no matter what, I've already made the choice. Right? Like the goddess Jordan said, like, I am that I am no matter what. I've already made the choice. The ego doesn't have power anyway. So let it wander. Let it tell whatever story. But I come back to the truth. Whenever I come back to consciousness, I come back to the truth of who I am through it. I take away that power. And it gets easier and easier and easier over time. Instead of fighting it like it's some powerful part of you, it's not. It's just a story.
See, I've never heard you explain it that way before. Because, I mean, to me, you're some kind of a sensei, and you would say like you'll be like, forget that story. But I understand that you're telling me that the stories are going to pop up.
Yes.
I'm a very imaginative person. You tell me something, I see it in real time.
Yeah.
I watch something like, you remember that show, Scarred on MTV? The kids doing extremes, and I feel it. Like, I feel the pain, you know what I'm saying? So my mind goes left, right, up, down, all day long.
That's fine.
I now have come to an understanding, and it helps because you say it with so much certainty,
Yeah.
and like I told you yesterday, like 20, 30, even 40 years of conditioning is a battle. But to hear you tell me you think all the time, do you have worries and doubts yourself?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sure do. Sure do.
And it's like I guess when Rocky punches Drago and he starts bleeding and he goes, oh shit, he bleeds.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like,
So
I just need to understand my example.
all right. So check this out, right? So when I'm talking about the ego and doubts and all those things, I understand that the moment I have the desire, it's done. So I constantly remind myself of that. That is me returning to my state of the wish fulfilled. That's me returning to my knowing. All right, I had this desire X amount of time ago. That means the promise was already made. It's done. Everything after that doesn't have power. If everything after that has no power, I can allow my ego to run. I can allow my mind to do whatever. I can allow, because that's not me. That part of me is not me. I only put importance on the fact, the absolute knowing that I've already made the choice. It's already done. Right? The doubts, the fears, they only have power if I give them power. And so if I walked around, like if you really walked around trying to control your thoughts all day, I would ask you, man, how do you even enjoy life?
You couldn't. You
can't.
wouldn't be able to because you're always focused on the calculations and the centrifugal force of if you're going to make the right decision or not.
Exactly. And so even, let's say that, do you set an intention for the day? Because I would also ask you or tell you or advise you, if you start making intentions in the beginning of the day, look, the promise is already made. All the things that I want in my life I'm already committed to. Source has already made the covenant with me. Every step that I take today, every thought that I think today, every emotion I feel today is the perfect unfolding to get me to where I want to be. So when I make that decree, I already know. Let's say I go through the day and I have these opposing thoughts. Well, those opposing thoughts are still a perfect part of me. They're still calling me back. That's still the perfect unfolding. In this moment, I have these thoughts to call me back to who I am, to remind myself of who I already am. That is still the perfect unfolding. Now, let's say I have a negative emotion. Okay, what do I have to believe to be true to feel this way? Okay, now I remind myself of the actual truth. That was the old story. This is now. That's still the perfect unfolding. And because I'm making those decisions right now is all my power. I can always rest in the promises I've made. The desire is done. This morning I set the intention, it's done. Before I walked into the situation, I set the intention, it was the perfect unfolding. It's done. Whatever happens throughout that, it doesn't matter because I did it already. So that might help you, is instead of kind of trying to go through life and battle your thoughts and make these decisions in the moment, start making the decisions beforehand. Before you walk in, you already know everything's perfect. Therefore, it must be. Even your doubt, even your opposing thoughts are perfect. Everything is perfect.
Brother, man, yeah, I guess if you would have asked me before today, I would think that you walked around and just thought, I am perfect, every step is perfect, and like no doubt ever creeped in your head ever.
Yeah, no.
But to understand that it is in the process of knowing and unfolding, because like I said, like I just feared that me thinking those thoughts would crush my doubt. And I know you're gonna say
that's a story that you're making.
Because that's the story that you're telling yourself.
Exactly.
I know that. And now my favorite verse in the Bible is, in all thy getting, get an understanding.
Yeah.
And I understand now.
Yeah. All of
And
it.
once again, you have unlocked another door in my consciousness to let me reflect on and understand. I appreciate that.
Beautiful, brother. Beautiful. Absolutely. I mean, true. That's what we're here for, man. We're all here to expand together. All here to expand.
All right.
Walk through that door, man.
Who's the next tribute?
Right. Who is next tribute?
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you, brother.
Hello.
What's
Hi.
up? What's up?
I'm doing good. I just was wanting to say hi to everyone and just remind everyone that they're God. And I've been struggling with trying really hard to handle my life because I've been trying so hard to be such a good Christian woman of God, and I feel like, there's a lot of people saying that he's going to come back really soon and we really should get our lives together. And I feel like the minute that's happening, my life is starting to unfold into like a Jerry Springer TV show. Like everything is just falling really out of hand.
Hold up. All right. So, okay. Sorry, I gotta compose myself. All right. So let's break this down. You are upset. Let's really get to let's cut right through the bullshit. Right now, you are in a state of confusion because of what other people have told you.
Hold on, let me turn the mic off. My mic.
Yep.
Hold on.
All right. So basically, right now, if we cut through all the bullshit, you are in a state of confusion because of what other people told you. That's the question.
No, I just feel like people said, Jesus is coming back soon, and so it's really time for us to get our lives like together, like stop the bullshit. And then it seems like my life just spiraled really hard.
Gotcha.
And I feel like I was trying to be a really good Christian, but the exact opposite started to happen.
Gotcha. Are you looking for confirmation on whether Jesus is coming back or not? Are you looking for confirmation on whether Jesus is coming back or not?
No, I think I'm just wondering why it's so hard. Like, why is it so hard to do the right thing, stay on track? Why does it feel like my life is spiraling and I'm just watching myself doing things that I don't really believe I should be doing.
Okay.
And
So let's talk about your choice, all right? Right now, your belief is that it's very difficult for me to do right. Your belief is that somehow your life is spiraling. Now, what you're actually saying is you're basing your identity on what you see out there. You're saying because things look a certain way out there, this quote unquote spiraling, right? That must mean that something's going on with me and I'm trying to get my life together, and then I have all these other people outside of me that are telling me that Jesus is coming back, and somehow, we will all be judged, or whatever the belief is when Jesus is coming back, even though he said he didn't, even though he said he was not coming back. Purely, straight up in scripture, we somehow still cling to that. Now, I want you to tell me, right, how any of that benefits you. Every single thing that you just told me was based on something outside of you. You didn't tell me anything that was based just purely on you. It was all based on the external reality or other people telling you things. How could you ever feel like you have power from that perspective? So basically what you're saying, so even before you answer, basically what you are saying right now, even that long hesitation, right, is you will never feel powerful unless you take your power back, unless you become the God of your reality. We spend so much time focused outside of us, thinking someone will drop from the sky and rescue us, thinking that other people's opinions mean everything, thinking that what the external world looks like, that is what reality is, when it's not. Everything is just a reflection of you. That's it. You are painting reality. You're giving everything meaning. And if you're constantly focusing on things outside of you and saying, because this looks this way, my life is going like this, because other people are saying this, then that means that this is going to be a problem. And then how can you start making this about you? How can you start actually feeling powerful about making your life about you? What is a different story that you can tell about how reality looks? Is it really quote unquote falling apart? Or is that just a story that you're telling right now? Is that just an affirmation that you're telling about yourself right now? Why not change that affirmation? Do other people really have a timer or a clock where they can predict when this man will fall from the sky? Or are they just talking shit? Right? Even in scripture, it says there will be a time where you will, what does it say? So I know somebody can quote me. There will be a time where you will look for the Son of Man and he will not be there. Just basically meaning I'm disappearing, I'm not coming back. Right? He even says, when will the kingdom return? And Jesus said, what? He said, no one will be able to say, lo here or lo there. For the kingdom is within you. It's not something that you can see with eyes. It is already within you. So I hear you. I'm just giving you my belief. But until you actually put the power within yourself, everything's going to continue to spiral because you're basing it on things that are always changing. If I'm basing my identity on a reality that's always changing, then I will always be spiraling. If I'm basing my identity on people's opinions out there who are sowing fear within my consciousness, I will always be spiraling. Until I take the power back for myself, it's going to be very tough. You're the only consistent person in your reality. I am is the only person. You're the only person who can tell a consistent story in your reality. I'll stop right there.
so, when we are constantly looking to other things to make us feel better, like that person, that addiction, that thing, that's what we need to take our power back from.
Yes. Anything that implies that you don't have power, take it back from it, right? And not having power can come in a lot of ways. If we talk about it from a metaphysical sense, when you have the desire, right? This is the scripture that we were talking about earlier was, let me find it. It was about Abraham. Yeah, it was Genesis 15:6, right? Abraham believed the Lord and he counted it to him as righteousness, right? So what is righteousness? That means I accept right now that the desire that I have is actually source working through me. All right, so I'm powerful. When I am in alignment with my desires, then I am powerful. When I veer off that path, I am not righteous, right? So anything that implies that I'm not the person that has what I want, well, guess what? That is taking my power away. That's a limiting belief. Anybody who says I'm not the person that I want, even if reality right now looks against what I want, and guess what? I give my power to reality, that is a limiting belief. That's stripping my power. So I have to take my power back. It's always about, am I in control of the narrative, right? Because the only thing that you can control is your words. It's the story that you're telling about things. Your life, right? According to your faith, let it be done unto thee. Or according to your faith, whatever, let it be done to thee, right? Basically saying your life is a testament of your faith. Your faith is simply your ability to tell stories. So just me sitting and saying my life is falling apart is an affirmation. How long have you been telling that story? And I'm sure that it's still been falling apart as you've been telling that same story over and over again, because it's just an affirmation. Why not make the choice and say it's all falling together? It's all unfolding perfectly. This is all faith is a story. This is all reality is. Nothing has any meaning. We're all walking around giving meaning to everything with our words, with our vocabulary, with our story, with our imagination, right? Until we get ahead of that, well, if you constantly tell that story that it's falling apart, or that it's very difficult, or you're just getting your life together, well, you're giving your power to other things outside of you.
Yes, I am.
What else you got?
I just think that my brain knows that there's things that are wise and there's things that are foolish. And I know when I did the foolish thing, and I can tell myself that, well, even though I did that foolish thing, it's still going to work out for my good or whatnot. But I also wonder if I could be just saying that to myself to make myself feel good, and the consequences are still going to be there regardless of like what I tell myself.
Well, that's also the assumption that the person that you were, whenever you did what you did, wasn't the perfect version of you that was just doing what it had to do. Like, okay, let me give y'all a breakdown of the past, okay? Let me give y'all a breakdown of the past. There was a version of you 5 seconds ago that only knew what it knew at that moment. Okay, there was a version of you 10 years ago that only knew what they knew at the moment. And that version of you did their absolute best to make the best decision they could. Now, you can sit here and you can judge them from the perspective that you are now, but you're not them anymore. You can say what you could have, would have, should have done, but you're not them anymore. That version of you, with all the information that they had, trying to do the best thing that they could for you, for themselves, made a decision. The beautiful thing about that decision is that decision has led you to this moment. And in this moment, you have a choice. You have an option to choose whatever you want. All your power is here. Your power is not there anymore, okay? But also remember this, that version of you was still a manifestation of God. All of God was in that version of you. The entire spirit of God, right? So you denying that version of you, you going back and saying, what did they do wrong? And I wish they had done something better, is you denying God. And so oftentimes we'll say, okay, well, I'm denying this or suppressing this or ignoring this so I can move to something different. But how could you get anything different if you're ignoring all of God? You think you're just denying that little piece of God, that one version of you, trying to change it, fighting against it, whether it's a person, another person, an SP trying to change it, whether it's a version of me that I'm saying, I wish I had done this better, I could have done this better, I made this mistake. What is a mistake? What is a mistake? Us even assuming that we made a mistake is acknowledging that we're not perfect. It's just saying that this right here isn't the absolute perfect place for me to be to get everything that I desire, and it is. Right now, you have the opportunity to still have everything that you want. Everything that you want. Everything. That version of you was perfect. This version of you is perfect. Stop trying to beat up the past. Stop trying to figure out what they could have done better. Stop trying to figure out what they did wrong, and simply accept that they were perfect. And right now you can make a choice. Right now everything can unfold for you perfectly.
But what if it just keeps happening? Like, it's not, oh, I made these mistakes in the past. It's like I keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
It's a choice, right?
And I know it's not right, but it's just how it ends up being.
Why do you keep making that choice? What about it do you enjoy?
No, I don't think I enjoy it. I think it just happens to be where I'm at. Yes, it's like a looping. It's like a looping, and it's each time I go, oh my gosh, why, and then I think I'm gonna not do it again, and then I do it again, and then it's like with any addiction or anything that someone is kind of like stuck in some sort of.
But you're not.
I don't know.
But you're.
Karmic. I know. I think it's just like not getting the lessons, like whatever it is that life is trying to teach me, I'm not getting it. And I kind of know that. Even before I do the thing, I know that it's not. It's weird. It's like there's this part of me that knows exactly what's happening, but then I'm just watching myself still do the thing. I don't know.
Well, first of all, life's not testing you or trying to teach you anything, right? It's just reflecting you. That's it. You're just simply making choices. Like, you're making a choice over and over and over again. Like, even you rationalize, I don't know why I made it. Yes, you do. Go to the actual truth. Why are you making this story? Why are you making this choice, right? Go to that truth. All right. Now, if the repercussions of this choice are this, me making it X amount of times must mean I like the repercussions. If you don't like the repercussions, just make a different choice. But even trying to intellectualize it, like, I think there's some kind of test that I'm missing. There's no test that you're missing. It's just a choice that you continue to make.
It's like, have you ever had an addiction to any type of like spicy food or junk food, and it tastes good, and you know that each time you eat it, you're gonna feel bad afterwards, but you tell
But you make
yourself,
the
no,
choice.
this time I won't, and then you eat it, you feel bad afterwards, and then you're like, no, next time it'll be fine, it tastes good, I won't feel bad afterwards, and then you eat it and you feel bad again, and then it keeps happening and keeps happening and keeps happening, but each time you know that you're gonna feel bad afterwards, but then you also are telling yourself that you won't feel bad afterwards.
Yeah, something like that. I know. I mean, maybe a while back. Nothing I can think of off the top of my head. I don't think I don't like to feel bad. Like, I treat myself well. I like myself. So I don't know. I don't understand.
Oh, that sucks for me then.
No, it doesn't suck for you. It doesn't suck for you. Like, even that is a story, right? Like, you're
be
paint.
so bad off that you don't understand me. That's kind of
Not that I don't
a bad
understand
place
you.
to be in.
Not that I don't understand you. It's just that I have not been in that choice. I have not been in that situation. But this is what I hear. Okay? What I hear from you is you painting the circumstance. Right? You painting the circumstance as if, okay, there's a test I need to learn. Okay, there's something. It's just all of these logical things that are painted around this situation that continue to draw you into making the same choice. Have you truly analyzed what it is enough to really see the repercussions of that choice and want to make a different one? You're not stuck in a loop. You're not stuck in a fate loop. You're not stuck in a karmic cycle. You're not stuck in anything. You're just stuck in the same choice. Sometimes it does take pain to break us out of circles or cycles. We see that on all these different paths. Since I talk about manifestation a lot, I'll talk about it right here, right? A lot of people get stuck in the manifestation cycle until finally they just hit rock bottom and they're like, man, look, I don't want to try anymore. Then everything comes to them, because the whole point of trying is to be something that you're not right now. Right? So sometimes it takes that moment of surrendering to actually get out of it. Just because I'm saying I haven't been there just because I'm saying that I haven't been there does not make your experience not valid. Your experience is still valid, but you have to dig into it and understand, okay, why am I making this decision? If I don't like the repercussion of it, do I really not like the repercussion of it? Is there something about the repercussion that I do like? Is it something that I fear about making a different choice? Does making a different choice open me up to a different reality that might make me nervous? What truly is it? And then face that, right? Sometimes, if we just look at things from a certain perspective and we try to give our power away and say, it's just this loop, or it's like an addiction, a lot of those words are just me saying I am not powerful enough to stop it. What, like dig deep within it. What is it that if you made a different choice, where would your life be? And how could you accept your life there? If you continue to make this choice forever, right? Is it truly that bad? Do you like it here? Is it comfortable? Is it the known? Oftentimes we will choose that familiar hell over a different heaven just because it's comfortable, because the body craves comfortability. How you can actually break out of that is actually start breaking down, start looking into the repercussions, the deeper repercussions. What is the cost of me not making the decision that I want? What is the cost in a month, in a year, in 10 years? Where will I be? Right? But all of that is a choice. All of that is up to you. It has nothing to do with you being down bad. You're not down bad. You are source. You are all that there is. You are absolutely perfect. We just need to really dig into our choices sometimes. That's all. The language of saying it's just a cycle, or it's karma, or it's a loop, or it's an addiction, all those things, that could just be the very language that's keeping you from really making a choice to bounce out of it.
I understand how you're talking about grace. Giving grace is really the only way out. So if I keep telling myself, I didn't get this lesson, I keep telling myself, there's something wrong. And then if I keep telling myself there's something wrong, then I'm not really going to be able to get out, because I keep thinking those negative thoughts, I think is what you're saying. Like the way, like with the stock market with you had to realize, it wasn't a mistake, I just had to learn, and then you moved on, as opposed to getting hung up on beating up yourself for your mistake. So if you give yourself grace, you're able to move forward quicker.
Yeah, exactly. If you give yourself grace, and then you actually really start looking at, okay, are my actions aligning to who I really say I am, right? And they weren't in that case, right? I would ask yourself the same question, right? Forgive yourself. Know that you're perfect. You don't know that you can take your power back from whatever. There's no situation that you can't transcend, and then go from there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. How y'all feeling? I feel like meditating. I'm finna cut this one short today, y'all. I appreciate y'all's time. No, I'm not exhausted. I'm not exhausted. I was just chilling for a second. Sometimes when we're having these discussions, I get into them, so I have to recenter myself. I gotta recenter myself. My meditation routine is very simple. I don't go in with the intention to do anything. Well, I do. My intention is not to receive anything. It's more so to just relax, to allow my body, my soul, my spirit to do whatever it does, right? So it's more so just focusing on the black behind my eyes, or whatever color it is that day. And then allowing spirit to give me whatever, whether that's just peace, whether that's just me sitting down for an hour and watching my thoughts, whether it's a download that happens, whether it's whatever. Yeah, the goal is more so just to focus and bring my energy back within myself, kind of collapse my energy field within myself, recharge, and call all my energy back, so I can start this this beautiful next day. Right? Because I mean, even these lives, right? You're always exchanging. There's always this energy exchange going, right? You're hearing people's issues, and you're hearing all these things, right? And so it's, that the nighttime one is mostly making sure that I'm just that I just disconnect from all that. All right. Not that I'm absorbing any of y'all's energy, because I don't. I don't absorb any of y'all's energy. But I choose. But even on these discussions, right? I choose to see all of you a certain way. I choose to see all of you as what you want to be. Right? That is my gift to y'all. I see you as how you want to be. So I know in my reality you're perfect. But I just kind of let that go before I go to sleep. Right? I don't dwell on that because I do prefer to let those things go, bring my energy and my consciousness back on myself, and then allow Source to work that out for y'all. Right? I know it's very romantic. I'm a romantic guy. Pretty romantic guy. So y'all are welcome. Hey, look, y'all know I'm a romantic guy. Look at me. I'm writing love notes from I am to me and reading them to you. Reading y'all love notes. How romantic is this? We're having moments on the live stream together. It's a romantic scarf. It's a romantic scarf, bro. You're welcome, Leslie. You're welcome. All of y'all are welcome. Miss Woman of Jazz, Jasmine. Right. Y'all are all welcome. No, but appreciate this time, appreciate this discussion. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Now, Miss, I wonder, is it Aaliyah? Look, ma'am, you already have him, okay? Or her, I'm sorry. You already have your SP. I try not to get into the genders that y'all like, because I don't like to make assumptions. Sometimes I mess up. Y'all have caught me a couple times. But y'all have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Remember, you are already everything that you desire to be. Everything. Okay? You are everything you desire to be. The only thing that's keeping you from that is your refusal to believe you are that person. Let me give you a practical tip, though, especially when it comes to dating. Let me give you some dating advice from me. As y'all know, I'm a writer. Right? I write a lot. I spend a lot of time writing. Some of you have gifts, and if you use those gifts in relationships, it can just add a little bit of extra flair, right? So the same way that I write notes to myself, letters to myself, right? Like I used to write women notes and like letters all the time, like romantic letters and things, and just put it in her bag before work or hand it to her. When I buy her something, give her those things. I remember one time when me and the woman I was with before she passed, when we had split for a second. I remember when we had met back up, like she had opened her bag I don't know what we were doing, but she had opened her bag and all of my notes were in it. All of them. So many of them. And she was just holding on to all of them, which was pretty cool. But your strengths, right? You can use your strengths to help you exceed in your relationships, right? It's part of who you are. Right? If I have a passion for writing or a passion for music, why not, use that passion to kind of write notes for her or create music for her or him, right? Men love notes too, right? You write, girl, you better write me a love note. If you write me a love note, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be pregnant. But that's neither here nor there. So some of those gifts that you have, cooking, right? Being able to cook for your woman, cook with your woman, all those things. Whatever your passion is, right? Use that and bring that into your relationship. Little practical advice. Sometimes I can do practical advice as well. Right? She also loved my voice, so she would love when I left her voice notes, like long voice notes, and talk slow. It's like my sleepy voice too, which was always cool. But anyways, y'all have a beautiful, beautiful evening. I appreciate y'all, and we shall talk soon. All right, peace. It's always awkward when I try to hit the button and it doesn't end real quick. I love you too, Jasmine.